Days. Mm-hmm.
You are now about to witness
Knicks real talk, just enter the chat. We ain't Google apps like Google Maps. We don't use our YouTube frugal with stats as usual fact. It's your man, the brand is hands on, going hard like Talisman. Who style this? Aiming at your mental with the game analysis. On a pregame show, read the script, you know we get it like crypto. In the rip though, I side really cryptic, we locked them from the get go. On this Knicks show, it's the co-pilots in the cloud like Microsoft. We hot like salt, the KRT trip club leading up to tip off. We flew by confident, put your Nick content in beast mode like our charm. We a cheat code, we roll the ball too far for you to reach on. We get our teach on the show that's fire. Prior to Knicks going to the wire, hit the entire game, somewhere in front of me, the numbers be. They don't lie, Korea popped up from the third eye, you heard why. It's the #1 pregame show that's hitting like Soto. But picture the photo of your bro to the lens that moto. It's the OGs, we outside riding in the orange blue skies. In Metropolitan, we connect in the vets go wallowing. And the matters with the massive without shaking asses. The team streaming on major platforms of fashion. Fans asking who the creed that's in the building killing this Knicks shit assassin.
You are now about to witness
It's the Knicks Real Talk pregame show. Flame throwing like we dropping buckets.
He's on fire!
Hey! You are now about to witness
It's the Knicks Real Talk pregame show. Flame throwing like we dropping buckets.
He's on fire!
Hey! You are now about to witness
It's the Knicks Real Talk pregame show. Flame throwing like we dropping buckets.
He's on fire!
Hey!
He's on fire!
Hey!
He's on fire!
Hey!
Yo, what's good, everybody? What's good? What's good? Long time, long see. What's popping, man? We in the building for an hour, so man, get to talk about this Nick thing and everything else going on in the NBA, man. I'm glad to be here with you guys. I ain't seen you guys all summer. Hope everybody having a good summer. Everything going well for everybody, man. I'm glad to be here for a little while with my partner in crime, Shop Howard. We're gonna get down here and talk about the Knicks, talk about the NBA. The Juggernaut Eastern Conference about to take forth in the 2026-27 season. NBA about to be crazy. Obviously, the big thing going on, LeBron and Philly and Antetokounmpo, but we still got the champions, ladies and gentlemen. Knicks and 5, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to talk about all that. But salute to everybody in the chat, man. What's good? AP, I see you, my brother. What's popping? Double AP in the building. Rasul, what's good? Coach, I see you. Coach, what's good, my man? Salute to you as well. Salute to the whole chat, man. Appreciate everybody coming in. Top Power, what's good, my bro? What's popping, my man?
Excuse me. Salute to you, Divine, as always. Salute to the family in the chat. It's been a wonderful summer, man. No matter what happens, it's always a summer, man. It's a couple of months to get to go out and lay somewhere, eat some burnt hot dogs, and get a hamburger from off the grill. So I'm happy I done some of those things, and I'm ready to talk about this NBA and the New York Knicks tonight, Divine. Let's talk about it, man. Let's get it.
Yeah, real talk, man. It's been a great summer as well for me, Shop Power. This, same old grind, but and doing some things like you said, enjoying the summer weather. We had a couple of scorching days out here, man. It was like I'm like ducking this smoke, man. I'm like, I don't duck no smoke, but that scorching weather had me ducking smoke though. And we had some 100-degree days here, man. But other than that, man, it's been good. Been a busy summer. New York Knicks took it all the way to the to June, won a championship. Now it's time to retool, get back to work pretty soon, and we got the roster pretty much almost full, except for maybe 2 spots need to be remaining. Drafted a couple of good rookies that we excited about in New York, and I'm really ready to see what the Knicks going to do. We got some stellar competition coming into the NBA this year. Everybody kind of follow what the Knicks are doing. Everybody now is now we became 100, ladies and gentlemen. And from my perspective, we the champions. We won this thing. Now we want to see teams want to try to build their rosters and build their organization to beat us. You know what I mean? And rightfully so. You know what I mean? In order to beat the best, you got to beat the best. So I guess they got to build their roster to beat the best, because New York Knicks definitely did what they had to do. Shop Powell, I'm excited about it. Now we got to see what's going to happen with everybody else. Obviously, the biggest shooter dropped so far in free agency definitely was LeBron going to Philly the other couple of days ago, whatever the case may be. Antetokounmpo down in Milwaukee, so them guys, not Milwaukee, Miami. Maybe Kawhi Leonard in Toronto. There's just been a lot of moving and shaking. Halliburton should be healthy coming back. The NBA, the East gonna be lit. You still, Paul George over there, Mitchell Robinson over there. A lot of moving and shaking, ladies and gentlemen. There's still a lot of shoes to drop, like I said. But I like where we at. I like what the Knicks did by bringing our guys back. I'm rewarding them guys who helped you get to where you got to by winning that ring. But we kind of took care of the guys who helped get us there. I don't have no problem with that whatsoever. We'll see what remain the 2 roster spots they're gonna fill. But in the meantime, it's about to go down in the NBA shop power. East, I think East to me is going to be a really juggernaut this year, man. So we got to be ready for all the smoke for sure.
Yeah, it's a lot of teams that got together and thought about trying to form a super strong formulation, and they did. They got a couple on paper. A lot of these teams that we're going to talk about today look good on paper, but they haven't passed the ball to each other right now. They haven't ran a scrimmage with each other yet. They haven't, learned how to face adversity together as a team yet. So they do look good, though. I mean, there's some teams, and the one thing that I want to say, there's a lot of teams out there, Miami and Boston and Philadelphia, supposed to be all this. There's a team in the East that really is about to be real good too. There's a couple of other teams now. No one's really talking about if this guy goes over to Toronto. That's a stellar team over there, Toronto, if they go over there. And if you look at Washington is going to be a team to pay attention to. Washington, if AD don't move and little Munchkin is over there and stuff like that with them shooters that they got over there, they gonna be a problem. And like you said, I seen Halliburton over there putting the ball between his legs, dunking now. So I guess he wants to be back this year too. He already said some subliminal, yeah, we would have won the championship if I was healthier. Something he said like that. So whatever that means.
Facts. And you got to give Atlanta made some stellar moves too. I mean,
Atlanta did too. I forgot about Atlanta.
It ain't gonna be no cakewalk for nobody, but it's Knicks against everybody, man. I think we the beast the rest of the East. And I think what I like about what we did as a team, we're gonna have one thing that a lot of teams don't have, and that's continuity. We have a lot of continuity, familiarity, and now you're gonna get the Knicks that not the Knicks you got all of last year. The Knicks coming this year, you're gonna get the Knicks from the Atlanta. Yeah, facts.
Mm-hmm. The playoffs.
Yeah. Now team's gonna have to say, okay, how we deal with the way they was playing in the playoffs. Their offense, their defense was on point, and we went to the playoff. Defensively was phenomenal. Offense was phenomenal, and so I think these guys are geared up to do it again. One thing I can truly say about where we at, not saying it's gonna happen, Shop House, but I do believe Jalen Brunson they itching to get that second ring. I just think that that's his DNA. He's a winning guy. Cat Town, Big Carl is a winning guy. Josh Hart, all these guys are winning players. And I think they're going to want to go for it again. I really believe that. And I do think that they're going to be Knicks going to be a tough out, ladies and gentlemen. And we still not done yet. Like Coach was saying, man, they talking about Khalil Ware. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, he got about 2 months. What was it? Somebody put in the chat. Yeah, Coach said 39 years, like 39, something like this. Sometime in the summer. I mean, sometime in August.
Yep. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting, man. Like I said, it's gonna be tough out there in the East. I mean, no mistake about it. But we got some dogs out there, bro. After what I seen us doing in the playoffs and the way we did and how we handled the shot powers and how they fought adversity, how they fought in every game, never count us out. Always making sure that we give our best effort going down the line. We lose Mitchell Robinson, but I'm happy with the Drummond signing because I think sometimes you got to look at it from a standpoint where he literally gets an opportunity to be a backup center with backup center minutes. And I think when you got a guy like Andre Drummond, 32 years old, he fits the core. He's right around with Brunson, right around with all them guys that age-wise, only 32. But he also now what I like about it, the team that he didn't sign with, who he's playing with last year, went out there and tried to foment themselves. So now, he's going to have one of them fighting spirits when he go against Philadelphia 76ers and so on and so on. I just think we got to go out there and find a power forward, man, a 6'10" or 6'11" power forward that could do some things on both sides of the ball, mainly on the defense side of the ball for me. because we're gonna need that guy, and that's that to me until Dewara fully get NBA acclimated by hopefully the half of the season or whatever, by the end of the season he fully engaged, where we can count on him not on a consistent level, you know what I mean? Because like one game, when you're a rookie, one game you can have a good 5 games, but the next 2 games might suck. Or you have one good game, then the next game might not be so good. But once we get him at a consistent level, then that might take a little bit of pressure off of having to go get another guy. But I mean, at the same time, until he is ready to be a consistent 10 point, 12 point scorer, 6, 7 rebounds, I wouldn't have a problem with out there going out there getting another 6'10" guy, 6'11" who can play that power forward and things of that nature. You know, and I'm comfortable with that because we got a good bench. We brought back some good guys. Not that they're gonna really go at it again, man. So we'll see. But there's a lot of names out there. I was looking at the it's still like 80 free agencies out there, free agents out there. So there's gonna be some they can pick from. We'll see how it goes. But right now, what we have on the roster is formidable. I'm with it. I think we can go back and do it again. I think they need to get right back with the roster they presently got right now. It might be hard at Sean Powers, but I do think the Knicks can get back there. You know what I mean? I think they can get back there. It won't be easy because, like I said, they're the 100 now. You know what I mean? But let's see how it goes.
This season for me is not for the Knicks to go out there and score 62 wins this year. You know what I mean? This is not the year that I want to see them. The biggest thing for the Knicks, what they did very well last year, which what acquired them to get into the playoffs and winning the finals, is staying healthy. Mm-hmm. And if they stay healthy this year with the same team that we had, come on, man, we had the 2 best. Wingstop was not no joke, man. I mean, Josh Hart was a Tasmanian devil. Cat played his ass off. You know what I mean? And Brunson is him. So I'm not worried about our starting unit. They were doing some podcasts out there about the top 5 in the league, you know, and the guy was pretty good. He put the Knicks at 3, which I thought they would be 1, but you know, with all these other people coming into these teams, you know, that on paper they look like they could be a really strong going to go team and stuff like that. And I'm glad that he gave them the 3 because I love when Knicks are undermined and put under and think less of and stuff like that, because that's when we prosper. That's when we really go at your neck. That's when we really go at your juggler. And it showed last year. So to whoever thinks that the Knicks is not a team that can still sustain in this East because the Bronze over here, everybody's not paying attention. If all these teams is in the top 10, where all these guys going to rank? Because 2 of these teams are going to have to play somebody. Indiana's going to probably have to play Philadelphia. Cleveland's definitely going to have to play Boston or one of those. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying they're going to, but I'm saying in the breakdown, these teams, before they get to the Knicks, you know what I mean? Before they get to the Knicks, they may have to go through a Boston or go through a Philadelphia or go through a Miami. Mm-hmm. So why are you worried about? Everybody was like, the Knicks had it soft last year and stuff like that. The teams that we beat were supposed to be the number 1 teams. And I mean, Boston supposed to beat us. Detroit supposed to beat us, and they got knocked out. So I don't care what nobody say about how bad those teams were that played them, because those teams beat the teams they're supposed to beat. Now they're the supposers. So we beat the teams that we supposed to, and bring it on, man. It's gonna be interesting. Yeah, and just like you said, Demond, I think that we there's a couple of ways that the Knicks can get that power forward, and I think they should do the power forward now with the money that they have, and with the trade, get the big man. You know what I mean? Or vice versa. You know, but I got confidence in Leon Rose. So if it's the latter, that they make the trade first, and make the move for a big man first, and then make a trade for a power forward or something like that, so be it. But I know they're going to do something like that because excuse me, we need a little bit of. Come on, man. Last year we came into this year with what's the guy that went back to Chicago?
Yabusele.
Yabusele. We came in with Yabusele, and look what happened. So I'm not worried about what's going to go on when we start the season. It's more towards the end of the season, towards the end of the season, before the playoffs. After the trade deadline, what we do, and I believe the Knicks going to be okay. I mean, we got the same crew. Why we won 50? How many games we won last year? 53. We won 53 games and the playoffs. You know what I mean? And the Emirates Cup and all these other accolades that we got. Yeah, bring it on. Let's get it. Knicks in 5, baby.
Yep. Yo, salute to the chat, man. What's good, everybody? Chat, Nick Nation, my man.
What's up, champs?
What's good, my dude? I see y'all in there, man. And let me ask you a question real quick. Even though it's too early to predict because everybody now filled out their roster, who you think is the biggest threat to the Knicks right now? So far at this time of the all season, when people still can get players, but right now as it looks, do you think it's Philly or you think?
I think it's the Knicks. I think the Knicks is the biggest right. I think the Knicks is the biggest problem. Staying healthy, that's their problem. I'm not worried about these guys. These guys ain't played a game yet. We said this last year around the same time before the season started about on paper. These teams look good on paper, but LeBron ain't passed the ball right now. LeBron ain't passed the ball to Embiid one time yet. You know what I mean? Who's going to be taking the ball at these guys? All right. They have a lot of guys that are number ones. And Embiid being healthy is going to put pressure on everybody else because he wants the ball. You know what I mean? So everybody got to bow down to him. Now, the biggest thing is for Embiid to change his game, to lose some weight this year, to stay healthy this year. So now he can come down and post up and kick the ball out instead of posting the ball and keeping the ball for 8 seconds. So they'll figure it out, by trade. By February, the All-Star break and all that stuff, these teams will be getting better. Remember last year we came out smoking hot at the beginning of the year and all that stuff, and then we went to that 9 out of 11 game losing streak and stuff like that. Yeah, this is what these teams are going to experience because they don't know how to set themselves up. Now, they are great players that are on these teams and stuff like that, and I believe they'll figure it out. But initially, in the beginning, in my opinion, I don't know if any of these teams. Only team that I think is going to be okay is Boston, because Boston was the less they moved the less. They moved the less amount of people. They only moved George for what you would call it. So their team is pretty much the same team, just taking out Brown and adding George. So they'll probably be the same. How much better they're going to be, I don't know. How good Paul George is going to be on the court, I don't know. Remember last year he was out because he couldn't stay active. He had to take these pills to make him stronger. So see what happens.
Yeah, I think they're going to be I definitely think Philadelphia is a bona fide team for this matter. I like the way the LeBron thing is what kind of helps them out. Because like I was saying earlier, he's not a guy looking to score the ball all the time. Like they know Maxey and Embiid and Jaylen Brown per se is them guys. But I think LeBron he don't have to come in there and say I'm trying to be the guy. He don't even have to do that. He like I don't got to do that. I'm already my legacy is cemented already. All I'm trying to do is help these guys and help myself get another ring. But here's what I like that they did do. Here's two things that I think one of them two underrated things they did. Dean Wade and Anthony Simons.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good pickup for them. 6'9", Dean Wade could stretch the floor. Because here's the only thing about that Boston starting lineup, not Boston, Philadelphia to me, ladies and gentlemen, is they're not a good 3-point shooting starting lineup. Like literally only Maxey is probably their best 3-point shooter. But here's why I'm not concerned about them, ladies and gentlemen, because what you see with Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, and Josh Hart, them did to them boys in the playoffs. They took away that 3-point shooting. They took away VJ Edgecombe, made him non-existent, made Maxey non-existent in quite a few games, and that's why we swept them. So like you said, Shot Powers, to me, they brought in Jaylen Brown, replaced a 36-year-old Paul George with a 42-year-old LeBron. That's all they did, for the starters. So I think they're going to be a good team, but they still got to play the Knicks, ladies and gentlemen.
Facts.
Still got to play the Knicks. That means that they still got to say, okay, how am I going to score on a team like the Knicks who's only giving up 100 points in the playoffs? LeBron is LeBron, ladies and gentlemen. I ain't gonna sit there throwing shade at that man because he is who he is. So, but they're gonna be a tough out. They're gonna be a tough out. Make no mistake about it. But I like our team because of the continuity. I like what our guys can do on both sides of the ball. And it's gonna be crazy, man. I can't wait for the season. I think it's gonna be open tonight, if I'm not mistaken. Knicks and probably Philadelphia ring night. I'm not gonna disrespect none of these teams out here because like I said, these guys are talented. They whole starting lineup is pretty much wind up being Hall of Famers. And when it's all said and done, I believe BJ Edgecombe and the jury's still on him, but Jaylen Brown be going to the Hall of Fame, and B to be going to the Hall of Fame. LeBron James be going to the Hall of Fame. So if Maxey stay at the rate he gonna be in the Hall of Fame. So now, how does that work with the continuity and how they play the team?
Facts.
We'll see. But for the talent, they got it though. They got talent, ladies and gentlemen.
You want to talk about a team that you have to really pay attention? It's two teams that we got to really pay attention, in my opinion. Washington and Atlanta. Those I'm not worried about Philadelphia and Boston. Atlanta and Washington. Those two teams you really have to watch out for, I believe. I think there's going to be jumps in those teams and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So see what happens now. I'm not worried about any team, but to pay attention when they start clicking, yes, Philadelphia is going to be a team. When they start clicking, Miami is going to be a team. You know what I mean? When they start clicking, Boston is going to be a team. But you know what? When we start clicking, we are Knicks and 5, baby.
Yeah. Just because let me, if I put it up there real quick, and we can go to that, and I'll tell you some. The reason why I won't put them cats out on not on the disrespect list. I'm just not going to do that. It's because of who they got, ladies and gentlemen. Here's guys. I'm gonna tell you guys what I like what the Philly did. You look at my man right here, Caleb Love out of North Carolina. Caleb could ball. They still got Dalen Terry. He could ball. Jabari Walker. They got depth, ladies and gentlemen. And listen, you still got they picked up Anthony Simons. You still got Barlow. They got Dean Wade. These were some good pickups, ladies and gentlemen. Dean Wade, Anthony Simons. They bought back him, picked up Hawk Porty, Jabari Walker. They got size. They got a deep roster down there. They got a deep ass roster. And they got some good defenders down there. The only thing going to really see how it rolls with them is that starting five. The Joel Embiid, Brown, Maxey, Edgecombe, and who am I missing out there? And
LeBron.
Right, LeBron. Yeah. So it remained to be seen, but I think they got a good roster. If you look over here at the other side and you look at our roster, obviously we stack too. You know what I mean? On Town, Anunoby, Brunson, McHale, Hart, Shamit, Alvarado, Miles Bridges, McCone Daddy, DeWarrick, Clarkson, Drummond, and Tyler Cole. That's 13 people. You know what you're getting out of this group here. I think Drummond will have a pretty decent year for us. I like that pickup. I think people underestimate that Andre Drummond pickup. You know what I mean?
And he looking mad thin right now. Him in Town.
Facts. So that was a good pickup. And we still got moves to make, things of that nature. But what I think we got to edge over them is a lot of continuity so far. I'm really want to see how that Philly thing, Shot Powers, was interesting to me with Philly. Is how that basketball, that starting lineup gonna move with LeBron, with all these guys. How does that basketball, like we know, is Maxey willing to say, okay, instead of scoring 30 a game, I had to take it all the way down to 24, 25. A la like the Knicks did. You notice everybody on the team, their numbers went down because they sacrificed their numbers for the whole team. How does the ball go into Joel Embiid, and how does Jaylen Brown get his? How does Maxey get his? And how does, you know what I mean? So that's what's going to be interesting to me, how they get that ball to pop with everybody. So we'll see how it goes. It's going to be an interesting thing. But other than that, not too much worried about Philly. I'm not. Knicks is a team to beat. They got to, the way the Knicks got to make sure they don't beat themselves. And coming off, like I said, coming off that playoff run and the way they was playing in the playoffs is giving me hope. But that's one team that, you got right now, you got to give them the edge. over a lot of teams in the East because they got talent there. I mean, Jaylen Brown literally took a Boston Celtics team without Jason Tatum and having second in the East last year without Jason Tatum. So you know that we won't do that for their talent. But I just don't think it was Knicks for 4 last year. Now I got Knicks for 5 for sure against them. I got Knicks for 5 against them, but like I said, we don't know what can happen in the course of the season, and I don't think no team is finished making moves. I think their roster more complete than our shop house, so we still got two spots there to go out there and get somebody might fill a void or fill a need for us, man. So I'm dying to see what's going to happen.
Yeah, I'm not. Like I said, on paper, Philadelphia is a scary team. On paper, Miami is a scary team. You know what I mean? I think that's the next, but so you know what I mean, they're a scary team. You know what I mean? And there's someone that you have to pay attention to. They have a all-star center, an all-star power forward, and all-star guard. You know what I mean? So there you get some there's some. I mean, Bam Adebayo and Bam and freaking whatchamacallit, come on, man, and Greek Freak. Come on, man. That's strong right there, man.
Yeah, fast. Their roster is pretty much shop out. Like you said, Greek Freak, Adebayo, Wiggins, Jokic, Bobby Portis, Davion Mitchell, Tim Hardaway. What they did, what I got to get them. They not done yet, but I think picking up
Tim Hardaway.
Yeah, Tim Hardaway and Francesco.
Yes, shooters. Yeah.
And Bobby Portis. I think that makes their bench pretty decent. Francesco, Bobby Portis, and Tim Hardaway Jr. They savvy veterans. They know how to play the NBA. They've been around a long time. They know how to play the game. But if you go right now, you got Antetokounmpo, Bam Adebayo, Wiggins, Davion Mitchell. Do you throw Tim Hardaway Jr. in the starting lineup, or you waiting for the Bradley Beal or the Clay?
Right. That's what I think they're waiting for. I think they're waiting for a Beal or somebody like that.
Yep. And that's not a bad route. Drew Smith is a good player. They got some guys around there who understand the Heat culture. They understand it very well. So they brought back some guys and they let my talent go. But they got a formidable team right there. That front line is pretty decent. That's probably one of the better defensive lines in the NBA right now with Antetokounmpo, Bam Adebayo, and Andrew Wiggins.
Right.
That's literally one of the best defensive front lines I can say in the NBA right now. Bam Adebayo do what he do down there. Antetokounmpo do what he do. And Andrew Wiggins is a good defender. So and Davion Mitchell is a hell of a defender in the backcourt. So they got a pretty decent team, man. Like I said, they got some good veterans mixed with some of the young guys like Drew Smith, like I said, and Larson. They got some good young talent mixed with some veterans. Then they still gonna go out there and get a couple of more veterans. So they also got a good team. I don't have none of these teams up ahead of the Knicks, but that's a pretty good roster right there, ladies. Salute to the chat again. Craig McQueen, what's good? I'll open up the panel in a sec. Salute to the chat though. Tone Cherie, what's good? Buzzer Beater for life. Buzzer Beater, what's good, my man? Good to see you, my bro. For real. Happy summer to everybody, man. For real. Jay Chosen, what's good in the building, man? Salute to everybody in the chat, man. For real. But yeah, it's gonna be a crazy NBA season, man. It ain't gonna be no cakewalk for us, ladies and gentlemen. But I believe we got a talented roster. We still can get back to the promised land, but it ain't gonna be easy. Like I said, we got one thing a lot of you guys don't got, and that's Jalen Brunson. I'm rolling with that. We got one guy who's really determined to do this shit again. That's his DNA. Go back in college, probably try to do it again. We got some, once we get to another segment, we also got the guys far as looking for some extensions. I think Carl Towns and Josh Hart might be talking about they might be willing to take some cuts here or there to help the team even more. So we'll see how it goes. But other than that, I think right now, because from a talent perspective, Philly's up there, these guys up there, and we put up another team. Boston gonna be interesting with that situation, with the Paul George situation and the Mitchell Robinson acquisition and things of that nature. So they're gonna be a pretty interesting team as well when it all comes out to the get down shot powers what they could do. I don't think they're gonna be no threat, but like I said, you don't know what them guys might have if they sleep over there. But they got a pretty good talent roster as well, the Boston Celtics. So we can't sleep on them, but they definitely got our boy. Let me ask you a question right quick, though. What's your thought on the Knicks now that we don't have Mitchell Robinson, right? And that there's not no more than back-to-back things. You don't have to worry about whether he's going to be in a back-to-back game. Do that bodes well for it? Though we losing a guy who's definitely a big part of what we doing, but also depending on how many back-to-back games he didn't play or he played, that might be a problem that's eliminated because now we don't have to worry about a game where Mitch won't play the next night or whatever. Do you think that helps us with the Andre Drummond situation? Because Drummond probably could play every night depending on what shape he in, and if we go out there and get another guy, another forward or center. I don't know if we need another big center behind Drummond. I just think we need a power forward, more like for me as somebody who can do things on both sides of the ball. But how do that work? How do you feel about that real quick before I go into the Boston team? Now that Mitchell Robinson is not a part of that equation where we had to worry about that on a back-to-back nights and things of that nature. What's your thoughts on that?
I already think Drummond is going to come in here and show up. He's from New York. He's back here in New York, and he knows the Knicks are striving for something. He's already making moves against Skinny and stuff like that. And the change for Boston, I know why Boston went to go try to get Mitchell Robinson. You see what Mitchell Robinson did to Wemby? They think they could get past us. That's what it is. And they took him just in case if they could get past us. Last year, they got beat because they didn't have no rebounding. Number one offensive rebounder in the league. Mitch Robinson is going to probably be playing about 25 to 30 minutes this year. I think he's starting, and he's now – I don't know if he's going to be on restrictions or not. I don't think they're going to handle him the same way that we handled him over here. That's why they paid him the $15 million, $15, $70, whatever $1 million they paid him. So I expect Mitch Robinson to be out there every night. I think Drummond is going to fit in fine with us, and I think we're going to not miss much of a step. Yes, are we going to not be north and south? Or I always talk about Mitchell Robinson, people going down the lane and all that stuff. Yeah, I don't know if Drummond is going to be that good, but if Drummond is way we talked about weeks ago, if Drummond loses 20, 25, 30 pounds and put it on another, and put on another 4 or 5 pounds of muscle and take away 15, 20 pounds of fat, then he's going to be a beast. And the pictures show him and Cat, them guys looking like slim thugs out there. like they up top. Like they up top, doing push-ups and curls and stuff. Chin-ups and stuff like that. So I think Drummond will fit in just fine.
So in other words, so Mitchell Robinson, we won't be a substantial loss in your opinion.
No, Mitch was only playing during the season 12 minutes a game. 12 minutes a game, Mitch was playing. Mitch played the most minutes in the playoffs, especially the last 2 or 3 games, especially the last 2 games against San Antonio when Karl-Anthony Towns is in foul trouble. So, yeah, I'm not worried about none of that stuff. I think he could come in here. I think he'll probably get more minutes than what Mitch used to get, 12 minutes, because he's not as great at the free throw line. He's much better than Mitch, but he ain't 80%. He like 60-something%, but 12 minutes is what they were giving Mitch, and Mitch was only playing he wasn't playing in back-to-backs. So I think we get the back-to-backs with him, and I think we'll get him to up to 14 to 18 minutes. I think we'll have more minutes with him because he's a known veteran, and he got another skill set that he's going to bring to the table this year for the New York Knicks. I'm just saying this early. I think Drummond going to shoot 37, 38% from three-point land. They're going to shoot about three three-pointers a game. So I think we're gonna fare. Damn, I keep banging my damn table. I think we're gonna fare pretty well with Drummond in the mix, and I think we won't have. He'll be here to play back-to-backs if so needed. And once again, I think we need someone like a Precious Achiuwa. Somebody that can play 3, 4, 5 and can rebound the basketball. He don't have to be 6'11". If he's 6'9", he can do those things. We need a power forward just in case Mo D is not ready in the beginning of the year. Or if we need to fill in some time with Drummond or something like that. I don't know if we need I would love to get him, but if we go get where's he playing? Is he gonna play in front of Drummond?
He can play the stretch four because he can shoot the ball from outside.
Right. So those are things. That's what I'm saying. If we're looking for a four, let's go ahead and get somebody like that. I'm not yeah. Let's get Ware. I'm with Ware. I'm with whoever that the Knicks can put out there that can suck up some minutes, because the Warriors is going to step up, but I think he's going to have that rookie scale sometime in here. Even though he's not a rookie, this is when he's going to really get some quality minutes, 16, 18, 22 minutes a game or something like that. He's going to need some help. So we need somebody to help him out too.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting how the Knicks finagle that. Like I said, it don't have to be nothing spectacular. Just somebody can feel. I mean, we don't even know if the jury's not even out on Shohan yet. You know what I mean? Because it's a continuity thing, maybe the way the New York Knicks out in front office looking at it from the outside looking in. Me personally, the New York Knicks probably feel like they just wait for a certain shoe to drop. I think LeBron's shoe done drop. Now they can start kind of figure out what other teams gonna do, because this is a loaded team, man. It's a loaded conference right now. I think the Knicks, to me, personally, stronger than the Western Conference. I think they always have been, in the sense where people might say that the Western Coast was dominant, but if you look at it in totality, Knicks won the championship this year. OKC the year before that. Then the year before that was the Eastern Conference team. Much of people always say that the West is dominant, got the dominant conference, but not necessarily, because you look at the championship that been won over the last 8 years, it's been like Eastern Conference. Yeah, facts. So, I would say that, this team not in the East has got much better this year. Way hands, and they got real good. A lot of teams, like you talked about, that's going to be up and coming, depending on, at least they good on paper. Like, you never know, but I think we just another player away, and all that. Let me shoot out to the Queen, Darlene, Miss Bryan. Good to see you, sisters. What's good? Salute Queen Darlene. Salute to the whole chat. What's good, everybody? Good to see everybody. I hope everybody having a great summer so far, and staying hydrated, like we always say, man. It's pretty crazy out there. We have some John Rocks. John, what's good, my man? Good to see you. To everybody in the building, man. We open up in the panel, like I said, in a few seconds. But shout out to the Boston Celtics, though, which is interesting to me because of what they did and what they brought in. And if you look at their roster from top to bottom, Jason Tatum coming off the Achilles, Paul George, Derek White, Mitchell Robinson, Sam Howell's still there, Peyton Pritchard's still there, Ron Harper Jr. is pretty decent. Gonzalez is a good defender. He's a dog. He got dog in him. What's his name? Shireman. He could knock him down when he's going. They signed Quinta again. They brought in Mike Conley. They just signed Jordan Walsh again. So they still got a team that, so sometimes it's not about a certain player. It's about the how I'm looking for the structure of the team, the way they play. Like you look at last year for say, everybody thought the Boston Celtics wasn't even going to be in the mix last year. But ladies and gentlemen, sometimes it's not about a certain player. It's about the way your team plays, and they got a culture there. They got a championship culture there. They was able to at least get to the playoffs and get knocked out by Philly. But they are, and like I say, who knows what would have happened if Jason Tatum would have played Game 7? We might not even play Philly last year if Jason Tatum would have played Game 7 against them in the playoffs. You never know. But anyway, they brought in some good guys. I mean, to me, Mike Conley, Mitchell Robinson, and Paul George. One thing I can say about all three of them, they can't defend. They can defend. You know what I mean? So they got a pretty good. They got some 3-point shooting there. Are they a threat to us? I don't think so. But I believe they got a good team. I believe they're a really good team, and it really all depends on how healthy Jason Tatum will be. He's the key to all that. If he ain't healthy, all this shit don't matter. They both. Yeah, and then we also got to remember, and I'm not saying it as a shade thing, ladies and gentlemen. How does Mitchell Robinson hold up for a whole season? Because when he was a New York Knicks, he had issues every now and then with injuries. How does he hold up for Boston through the course of a year? How does Paul George hold up through the course of a year? So they're an interesting team, but do I think they're going to be a threat? No, I think injuries might derail them. I just think they got players out there who might get derailed by injuries, but I make no mistake about it, they got some players. So, I think they definitely, I don't think they're a playing team, but I do think they're not coming out the East, though.
Yeah, they look good. They didn't make too much of major moves and stuff like that. They brung in a couple of guys and stuff like that. They're pretty much a solid team. I said the substitution is George for Brown. You know what I mean? And if George come back in shape and could play 65-ish, 65 to 70 games, for Boston, yeah, they're gonna be a threat. You know what I mean? Paul George, these guys can shoot, and now what's going to make them a bigger threat is now Tatum doesn't have to. I don't want to say rely, but he doesn't have a Batman to his Robin, something like that, Superman to his Batman, or whatever you want to say, because now it's his team now. It's solely his team now. I mean, it was a lot of his team before, but Brown was the man that was holding it down. So now it's all on him. So now if the team falls or rises, we'll see how good he is, how good his status is and stuff like that, because they were, playoff, win a championship. You know what I mean? With Brown. Let's see what happens now that Brown is not here. Is it Brown or is it Tatum? We're going to find out this year. And they don't scare me. The Knicks know how to beat this team. The Knicks know how to beat Boston. It was shown 2 years ago when we were down 20 points against this team 2 times and came back and beat them. So I'm not scared of Boston ever again until Tatum and them. Mitchell Robinson may change the trajectory and stuff like that. But, I hope he has a positive year. But, Mitch is a wing and a prayer, baby. He's a wing and a prayer, man. He's one trip over that big toe before he be out for, 2 to 6 weeks. So let's see what happens.
Yeah. I think, listen, we ain't wishing nothing on him. We hope.
Nah. That's my man. That's my man.
We hope Mitch Robinson have a stellar year over there, just not against the Knicks. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly. Exactly.
Mitchell Robinson go over there in Boston and tear it up, but long as it's not against the Knicks, because I'm a Mitchell Robinson homer. That was my man. Once a Knick, always a Knick. But when you're on the opposing team or the ops, as we would say, yeah, obviously you don't want them to come in here and fuck with us like that. But I hope we go and tear the NBA up. I hope Mitchell Robinson tear it up. Because you know why? If we tear it up against some other team, that helps us.
Right.
Man, I hope he busts Embiid ass like he been. I hope he busts all of them, but as long as he don't do it against the Knicks, you know what I mean? Because he's in our division, he's in our conference. Go out there and tear up Boston, go out there and tear up Philly, go out there and tear up all of them with Mitchell Robinson, tear all their asses up. All I'm concerned, when it's time to get down with the Knicks, we ain't gonna let you get down like that. You know what I mean? Because let's keep it a buck. That's what you want to do. You want the East to beat each other up. I want every team in the East to be at their best. I don't want no team going up against the Knicks and then when we bust them up, we didn't have this guy. I ain't built like that. In order to be the best, you got to beat the best. Now, and every team in the Eastern Conference Out Powers, in order for them to be the best, they got to beat the best. And right now, the best is the New York Knicks, ladies and gentlemen. We holding that trophy. We the champs here. So every team in the East from 14 down after us, all the to be the best, you got to beat us. But at the same time, go out there and bust each other up. I hope Mitchell Robinson tear Philly butt up. I hope Mitchell Robinson tear Antetokounmpo and them butt up. Tear him up, Mitchell Robinson. That's all to it. So when you get to us, then we'll take care of business. You know what I mean? And that's how it's gonna be. But other than that, I think the next shoe to drop for me is gonna be interesting. Shot Powers. Is Cleveland. Cleveland. They're talking about right now maybe a sign and trade with Max Strus and Kuminga. Good move for them. They needed a guy like that, Kuminga. That might be a good move for them. Strus and Kuminga with Atlanta, whatever the case may be. Cleveland, Atlanta, sign and trade. I think they're talking about Strus, maybe a couple of seconds, and Kuminga go there. That's what they missed against us last year, was a Kuminga type player. They just couldn't do nothing with Evan Mobley. I don't have a problem with Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, and Kuminga. That's a pretty good front line. Obviously you got but are they a threat to us? No. But that's a pretty good team. They make that move. I think it works out well for them because them guys have shooters in Cleveland. That's not their problem analytically. But you know what I mean? They got it. You look at their roster shot out real quick. Donovan Mitchell, Mobley, Jared Allen, Strus. See, if you look at the that's a small team to me. I mean, Jalen Tyson is good, but he didn't show up in the playoffs. Sam Merrill can knock him down. But I do think that Strus or Kuminga, that would make them a better team because they got somebody who could do what Strus do. And Kuminga got more size than them. I don't know if Dennis Schroeder's still in the mix or not. I'm not sure who's there. Sam Merrill said I think they hoping Jalen Tyson take a step this year.
Oh, where did Schroeder go? I don't know if he's there. Schroeder's somewhere.
Yeah, he might. I think Schroeder might be somewhere else. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think Schroeder was somebody else.
If not the Lakers or somebody, but I know he's not there. But they not. I mean, until they solve their defense issues, they're not going to be no threat to us in that backcourt. I think much as great as Donovan Mitchell is, they got it in James Harden. James Harden, I think they've done because he's a free agent, but I think they probably re-sign him back, and that's who's not on it. That James Harden and Donovan Mitchell backcourt, it don't work against the Knicks. Let me put it like that. You know what I mean?
That's a fact. That's a proven fact.
Mm-hmm.
Harden can't hold with Jalen Brunson.
No, not, and that's going to be the issue for a lot of teams. Everybody got good, but we got one thing that a lot of them cats don't got, and that's Jalen Brunson, ladies and gentlemen. And I can't say it enough. So, I'm gonna keep manifesting that till my head fall off. A lot of these teams, you can have LeBron James, you can have this person, you can have Donovan Mitchell. Them others ain't Jalen Brunson, yo. I'm sorry, and that's being proven right now. Being proven by the numbers, the wins, the most wins in the last 5 years that of one particular person on the team, most scoring points in the playoffs, everything. Jalen Brunson is outperforming everybody in the NBA right now when it comes to the last 4 or 5 years to me. Literally everybody. And we've been talking about that for the longest. That man built for this shit. That Mamba mentality, he want this. He want it. So shout out, that's going to be another reason, right? Hopefully that he come back into the season, feel a little bit more better with the, coming off the surgery, with a mild surgery, nothing major. But I'm looking for him to come back there and do it again. So right now, Cleveland, they okay. They okay. Ain't nothing to sneeze at. They got to fill that hole. They got to fill them defense woes. Like I said, as long as you got Donovan Mitchell in that backcourt with my man James Harden, they ain't really got nothing for the Knicks shot power. So I'm not too much worried about them guys.
Yeah, I'm not pushed upon Cleveland. We know how to beat Cleveland. Cleveland does not have a good time against the New York Knicks. They did get far last season, and they'll probably be up there with some type of move like they played real good basketball as a team. They're a good regular season team. They're not so much of a playoff style team. So we'll see what happens. They had a good playoff this year, and it is stepping stones to get into the championship. You know what I mean? You make it to the playoffs. You make it to the second. You get it past the first round. You make it to the second round. You get past the second round. So there's some things that they have to do to get to where they need to be. Am I nervous of Cleveland? Not at all.
Mm-hmm. Yo, Uncle Fulio, what's good? Good to see you. Oh, no question about it, brother. Be we the champs, bro. We already know, man. We champions, bro. For real. We know it. But once that ball get thrown up in 2026 and 27, it's a new season, new vibe. New reason for y'all to subscribe too. So, but we the champs. But you know what? Once September come, it's us against everybody. That's what it boiled down to. It's Knicks against everybody. And like I said, do I think we can reach? Absolutely, I think we can get back there. And the work is not done. It's not work done. Like this stuff don't mean nothing to me until after the trading deadline. Regardless of the way these rosters are stacked up right now, still don't mean until after the trading deadline, because you could be the hottest team in the league, but after that trading deadline, somebody go out there and make some significant moves, and next thing you know, the landscape changes. Here's the team that we haven't even talked about: Detroit Pistons. Okay, good regular season team, 60-something games. Their problem, they didn't go get a bona fide. They did not go get a bona fide next to Cade Cunningham. They had ancillary jokers around him. So that's going to always be the case with them until they go out there and literally get another 1A dude like we kept Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns. They got to have him and somebody else. Or you got, Giannis and Bam, or if you want to say Embiid or LeBron, or Maxey LeBron or Jalen Brown, I don't know, whoever you want to put 1A. But until somebody go out there and get a bona fide dude with, let's say, the playoffs, and Anunoby give him a problem, they got another dude that can go out there and do it my man to do. Until then, they ain't going nowhere. Like they're not going nowhere until they get another guy with him. We'll see how it goes, man. But we good. We good in New York City, ladies and gentlemen, and we good over here, man. You go ahead, Shop Hours.
No, you got big screen, little screen.
That's
good. I didn't even pay attention.
Yeah, but what's your thoughts on this Cleveland team, right quick, and then we talk about Detroit and all that good stuff?
I'm not scared of Cleveland at all. They're another team like Boston that we know how to beat. So I'm not they don't, in my opinion, they don't scare me. They made some moves and do all the other stuff. Yeah, whatever, they don't scare me. The thing that gets me a little nervous when you talk about them is we don't have Mitchell Robinson, but I think we'll still fare well against them with Drummond.
Mm. What's interesting about I was talking about Detroit. They went and got John Collins. Okay.
Oh, you talking about Detroit?
No. I asked you about Cleveland. No, I knew.
Okay.
We're going to the next one. I think Denarius Jenkins will take a big step for them guys, maybe, but they haven't did anything yet. I mean, they got Torian Prince, Gary Harris in there. They got some good Jens Levy players in there. I don't think they did nothing to change their trajectory to where they were last year.
Yeah, they lost volume for me. They already their center is ready to go move west. So they already lost their power forward. They did not pick up someone that can help, in my opinion, Cade out. So yeah, that'd be okay. Whatever.
Yeah,
I don't think they're gonna have 62 wins this year.
No, facts. Yeah. They don't yet, but I don't see what they brought in. To me, it's changing.
Nah, me either.
Don't change it. Let me bring Jay Choden in the building, man. Jay Choden, what's good, my man?
What's popping, my brothers? What's going on, champs?
Yeah,
what's up, champ?
You called it right. Yes, indeed. Champs is here, ladies and gentlemen. The champs is here.
Champs are here. The champs are here.
Yes,
indeed. Yeah, man. Yes, indeed. And until further notice, we the champs until we holding the trophy back up in the air, all the way to then. Mm-hmm. So, yo, it's been a great summer. You know, people are still pinching myself. The champions, you know, being out there in the parade time and all that stuff. That it was just crazy to see what the Knicks did for the city. You know, Giants and Jet fans being together, and Mets and Yankee fans high-fiving, and you know, it just totally brought everybody together. You know what I'm saying? So,
right. Yeah,
you know, look, I'm listening to everything you're saying, but we'll talk about that in a minute. I just wanted to say peace to start off with. You know what I'm saying? Hope your summers are going well.
Yeah, so far so good. Sharif, what's good, my man? How you doing, my bro?
Hey, man. Good evening, everyone. Go Knicks.
Bahamas in the building. We're popping.
That's
this
what's
is
up.
how we do it. I love my Bahama peoples.
In the Bahamas, you in Nassau and I'm in Nassau, just different Nassaus.
Yep. We got Freeport. Yeah.
And I'm in Freeport, right by Freeport in Nassau. That's crazy.
You know, one thing I love about Bahamas is their duty port. Their duty port, man. And I love me some Kalik. I love me some Kalik. Woo!
Yeah.
Anyway,
and the casinos. So.
Yeah. Sharif, what's going on? How you feeling, man? What's going on? How you feeling since the Knicks championship, man? Since the last time we spoke, how you feeling? What's your anticipation for the season coming up, my man?
Well, I've been chopping it up on a couple of our brethren shows, and I'm getting the feeling I'm not afraid of losing Mitch, because the data shows if Cat were to get in fouls and then Mitch weren't able to be in the games, I think what they were doing was they were testing rim protectors to come in the game, and I think they were doing that from last season. I think they were putting in guys, Sohan, Aporti, Diwara, and then when it came down to the Philly series and the San Antonio series, the rim protector was actually in the ghost coverage. It was actually Diawara who protected the rim many times against either Embiid or the driver. Now, what does that say? You're not asking Diawara, who's a small forward at best, to hold off big time centers, but if you have Drummond in there, because Cat has 3 fouls, I'm okay with Diawara and Drummond.
Fact.
Your second rim protector will probably be Diawara, because the first rim protector is going to be Cat. It has to be, and so he's looking great. I saw him on was it WWE where he power slammed somebody or choke slam. I think it was a choke slam. So Cat is in good shape, man. Yeah, man. Cat is power slamming the Eastern Conference to the ground, man. 1, 2, 3, you're out of here.
Yeah, that's a fact. I think the New York Knicks for me, no worries whatsoever. Like I said, you know, they go out there fill a void. They got to fill. I do think we need one more guy there, size wise. Like we're not gonna play 5 guys in the second unit all together. There's gonna be a lot of mix and matching going on, you know. So you don't have to worry about too much. It's not like you're gonna have the Warrior out of Mount Make the Warrior out there by without Anunoby or without Mikal Bridges, vice versa. I mean, I think Coach Brown does a good job of mixing matching starters and second stringers and everything like that, rotation players. He does a good job of putting these guys in there when they need to be. You might see Cat near with you might see Cat and Drummond, you know what I mean? Or you might see Anunoby and Dewara, or vice versa. So he does a good job of that. I'm not concerned with that, but I do think just from a depth perspective, because you never know in the course of an NBA season when somebody goes down, and it happens. It's the NBA. People get injured. We got to be prepared to have that one guy, another big guy. Let's say if Drummond get hurt or Cat get hurt, hypothetically, you know, none that we're going to cause derail the season. But if they out 2 weeks, we need, you know, that's when you got to trade Jamesons of the world, might bring in there, or somebody who can fill them voids. I don't have a problem with the Shohans and the Jamesons because they know the culture. So I don't know if we need to go out there and spend massive money on some or trade some of our players to get this one guy that we might. I don't know about all that, but I just know we need another 6'9", 6'10", 6'11" guy in that fold just in case somebody go out for a couple of weeks. And it's
100%. 100%. You know, that's what I was thinking too earlier, is that with I'm looking like a stretch four, somebody that could fill in for. You know, and I would like, of course, he would like it to be a two-way player if you possibly can. That'd be the best. But stretch for somewhere where that they could play a slower 3 all the way up to playing the 5. So I'm with you on that. I prefer them to be in the 6'10" area because. You know, we're lacking, but if you look back on last year, we had Huckaporty, who when in the game filled in nicely, but that's when in the game, and he didn't really play a lot. So when you think about it, even with the minimum time that Mitch played, we didn't really knock on wood again. We didn't have any, thank God for the injury issues. We had small ones that came back or whatever, and we got back into it. To think that our captain with the broken wrist did what he did in that finals, just amazing. But we have bona fide players at every position at our core. We brought back our bench, and if we could just add one more big man, and even if it's the young man down in the summer league, I'll keep forgetting his name, Jones or Jonas or some whatever.
Robbins.
Yeah, it was Robbins. I don't know why. But for me, if you could get, I keep hearing, you know, of course you hear, DeMar, you hear other people's names. That's great for the bench. But with the amount of money we have, I still would like a taller dude to, like, for what you said, break for emergency. You know how they say break for emergency? Right. We definitely need like a break for emergency. And if he turns out to be a type of guy that pushes Drummond, in other words, he plays so well with the time that he gets that it makes Drummond say, look, yo, he playing too good. I got to get up on my game. God forbid I might lose You know what I'm saying? It might turn where I'm coming off the bench in a different way than I should be. And I actually really, really believe heavily. I know how much everybody loved Mitch. I learned to love Mitch because I was so stuck on the availability being the best ability. But I do realize that his defense, he's an anomaly on defense, and he is a creature out there. However, it, like Shaw said, it was minimal minutes, but it was maximal effort defensively, right? So I don't want to take that from him, and I'm going to say I got to give him that props. That's just facts. So just have to say that. What we need, I think, Drummond is exactly the guy to fit in right now with the type of money we have. Of course, would you like a Kessler or somebody like? Of course, but we don't have that money right now. So Drummond, a native New Yorker, hungry and thirsty to be a major part of a world championship team, who is vocal about being one of the, literally, I've said this many times, had an interview about, I don't know what you're talking about. Go check the history. I'm one of the best rebounders, if not the best rebounder of the last 15 years of basketball. Go check it out. Blah, 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 blah. And he brings offense too. Let's hope that he just works on that defense, because I saw some recent stuff on him. He's slimming down. And everywhere he's pulling up on places. I'm home. I'm ready to rock. I'm home. I'm ready to rock. This, that, and third. So I'm hyped about Drummond. I can't lie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and yes, defensive, then we're in good position right now. But one more would be great, Devon, for sure.
That's facts. I want to piggyback on something before I give the shot out. Johnny Davis made a great point, and I talked about this early. You know what? One of the biggest signings to me this year for the Knicks was Muhammad Diawara. Ladies and gentlemen, I think Diawara going to change how that second unit plays. I'm with you on that, Johnny D. Think about this here. His game is going to translate in that second unit with them shooters they got there. He could bring the ball up. Him and Alvarado, dudes, they could bring the ball up. I mean, you got, and I just think that he's going to be a player. To me, he's like signing a free agent that wasn't on your team last year. I think this dude going to explode for the Knicks next year, ladies and gentlemen. Because number one, look who he's going up against in practice every day. This dude got to get better. He got to get better at playing NBA basketball against OG Anunoby every day, against Bridges every day. When he in practice, he got to go up against dudes that's bona fide at that position, and they just make his game much better. So I do think that Diawara going to shock a lot of people. He won't shock us because we know about him. But shout out, I think Diawara. Don't look at that summer league stuff because Jalen Brunson had a bad summer league shit. Kawhi Leonard and Steph Curry had a bad. So you don't deal with the summer league stuff because that's irrelevant. You know what I mean? But
I agree.
I do believe Diawara could be one of the biggest signings to me in the all season. If his game translates on 12 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, steals, whatever the case may be, I think that could be used for a shot, Powers.
I believe he's going to have the year that we all aspire for him to have. I think he's out there trying to get the work in. I believe Summer League didn't look great. I don't believe Summer League looked great for those guys because they had no one to facilitate for them, someone to put them in their position, no one to Jalen Brunson-esque. Or even Tyler Kolek-esque. They didn't. They didn't have none of that.
Right.
They were playing wing and a prayer. So in certain areas, they were doing things that they wasn't used to doing. So I'm hoping for him to be there. And let's be clear too, guys. We have a chance to still get a center by signing a power forward first. All right. And the way we do it, it depends on who goes and how we get them. But we can sign a 6'8", 10, 9, 10 guy now and trade for a center at the trade deadline. You know what I mean? If we get a 6, 8, 9, 10 guy now to fill in You know what I mean? With Drummond, because Drummond's not going to run. He's probably not going to run all 82 games, but you need someone to fill in. Like I said earlier, I just use this name because it's a name that everybody knows. A Precious Achua, like, you know what I mean? Someone that could come in, fill in, grab some rebounds, play some good defense, kind of play 3, 4, or 5 if they need to, something like that. And at the trade deadline, if they hold on to Bacone, any of those guys, you got Alvarado, Clark, all that trade deadline. These guys are all eligible to trade. So let's see what happens. I think we need the biggest thing that I think we need now is just in case. And I'm not saying DeWar's not going to come in here and do, because I expect for him to do it, because I've seen him. And with more minutes with the team that he has now, him coming in here more aggressive and more stuff, I think he's going to have a much better year. So I believe it's a powerful 6, 8, 9, 10 guy. And then unless it's a Eve Missy, or unless it's or you know, what you would call it, you know, some of those bigger names that we were looking at earlier, something like that. Now, if that's the money that you have to spend now, okay, and then you'll get the center now, and then you look for the backup or someone to help out. But I don't want them, I don't want them Khalil. I would love to see where. I just hope that they make a smart move. I hope that they make a smart move, like a power forward-ish, and then wait for the center and to rush it. But this is Leon Rose. He don't rush into anything. And we'll find out what's going on soon.
Facts. Let me switch to the chat.
Khalil wears a wet dream.
Yeah. Let me bring my brother here, man. If we can get it popping with us, man. My man, the Nick Nation. Good to see you, my man. Hope everything going well this summer with you, man. And you're good and everything is good with you. How you doing, my brother?
Shoot, I'm good, bro. I've been in the house a lot, but I've been able to go out the last couple of days when the weather calmed down. These 96, 97, man, I ain't built for it.
Me neither. Me and you both, brother.
I ain't built for it, bro. Yeah. I tried. I was like, oh yeah, you know. Oh, shit. Wait a minute. It was like I got robbed real quick. Whoa, wait a minute. You gonna sit down right here real quick. Woo. Yeah, it ain't right when it ain't right. But yeah, all these moves, baby. All this, we wrecked the league, baby. Championship in 53 years, and then we wrecked the league. You see the moves in their mind.
Upside down.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They like, what? Well, what do we do? You know, look at Charlotte. Look at Charlotte. You know what I mean? I see why Charlotte, but you know, they have gone in a different direction because why? They want solid people behind them. You know what I mean? They forsake the talent to have a real cohesiveness in the locker room and players that are actually going to listen to their coach. And you know, and a lot of these pros, you know what I'm saying? Some guys, they get to a degree where they think they can't be coached. And I think Minnesota, unless he changes his attitude, they're going to be in for a rude awakening, like, you know, with things like that. Indiana remains to be seen, you know, when they come back. It's good, you know, developing young talent, but I don't think they're there yet. I definitely don't really take too much stock in Washington because it's Washington. It's still Washington. You know what I mean? Yeah. If you want to talk about us being bad for what's name is, man, you go and take a look at Washington.
You know what's so crazy? Real quick, on paper, they got a nice bunch of mixed over there.
They got a good team, Devon. They do.
I don't get the Chris Middleton signing. I like Chris Middleton. I don't get that Nick Nation. But on paper, with the young talent they had there, it's gonna be pretty interesting to see. But yeah, you're right though. That's it's
street clothes. Listen, street clothes. This is just a matter of time before he gets moved. Like he's not staying there. You know what I mean?
Street clothes.
Come on, man. He ain't.
Oh, you talking about AD?
Yeah, man.
One of the best names I heard it for AD is from Raw Hebrew. He called him Anthony Ambulance.
Yeah, man.
Ambulance was one of the best ones I heard out there.
Yeah, man. That boy crumbled. You know what I mean? A fingernail. Remember, he like, my fingernail. He's out 6 weeks.
He bumped his knee on his kitchen. I mean, his living room table. He was out for like 6 months.
Hey, the new one's gonna be AD after the diagnosis.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's a good one. That's a good one.
And, and look at Cleveland. You know what? He's still not signed. Beard is James Harden's still not signed. I don't even understand how he turns down $42 million. You know what I mean? Like, who's paying him more than that?
He up there with the man too, man. He comes to $1 billion too, man. He gotta have a couple million.
He wants in the high 50s. Is what he's asking for.
Yeah, good. Let him keep asking for it.
Even worth listening, but it's like anything. They got Cleveland bent a little bit. And to me, if I'm Cleveland, I'm like, nah, move out.
Hit the road, Jack.
It would be
time for him to move anyway. That's how
you signed him to a 4-year deal. You are looking at a huge mistake. Huge mistake. You know what I mean?
But Cleveland is known to do that they've been in the hole for years doing stuff like that.
They just play. Look what they just paid Spider, and I'm not taking nothing away from Spider. I'm not. Let me turn around to the camera. Let me put my glasses on and look smart. I'm not taking anything away from Spider, right? I'm not taking anything away from Spider. What I'm taking away from Spider for getting 56 million, something like that. Where has he won for you lately? Where has he won for you lately? Right? Was it 270? I thought it was 270. Right? Whatever 200 is. What has he won for you lately? How are you gonna move your team forward? You're talking about 40, almost 30-something% of your salary cap is under him for somebody that ain't won nothing. I'm just saying that's just me saying that.
I think he gave up on winning and just decided on the money.
I mean, he could have got a nice little contract, 40-something, 50 million. I mean, what has me? I got a business. What am I paying you for it if you ain't producing to what I want you to do? If you're getting close and ain't no cigar, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, they not. Cleveland ain't winning, period, because the bottom line is between those two, they can't get a stop. So they won't sacrifice. They won't sacrifice anything to avert themselves to, you know what I mean, to saying, hey, let's play solid defense. If I got these dudes behind me, you know what I mean, blocking shots and doing, let me at least be up front and what's the name. If they had at least changed their mentality, but the Beard is too old for that one, and Donovan Mitchell does not do it anymore. He can't, you know what I mean, he can't sustain physically and, you know what I mean, without getting hurt a lot of times. You know what I mean, to play in that point of a two-way in that sense. And even in the playoffs, you know what I mean, they don't have the ability to turn it on because they don't have the real basis of playing defense. So Cleveland is trash.
Yeah, I think
they made that.
And you know what I think this guy, if I may, real quick, Philly is going to try our style, right? And I'm at the end of this, I'm thinking it's going to take longer than they think, because we've already gone through the maturation of coming together in chemistry, family.
That's the biggest thing right there.
We've already gone through the maturation of the Eastern Conference. Look, like Philly think that it's going to be so easy to just, we're going to maturate in the locker room and be just like the Knicks and sacrifice. It's not that easy. It's not that easy. Brown said he nearly lost Cat. He thought he would never get Cat back. He said that after the championship. Those are things that stayed in the locker room until we won. Like, what if he didn't get Cat back? Then Cat didn't want to be the hub. So what Philly thinks they're going to just do in a year, I'm sorry. You got to go through what OKC went through. You got to go through what Indiana went through. I'm sorry.
It's tough. It's tough.
It's going to be interesting with it. Real quick, let me say this here. First of all, Knicks is a champion, so everything don't matter. But what's interesting about Philly, though, what's interesting about them this year is Tyrese Maxey, Edge Coleman, and what's his name, Joel Embiid. They got a rapport together. They've been playing for the last couple of years. I'm not gonna knock Philly out of the equation, but let me say this here real quick. In fairness to Donovan Mitchell, he did get into the Eastern Conference Finals last year. The problem was he lost to the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? So the man did get the point. He got he got him to the Eastern Conference Finals. He just lost to the Knicks. You know what I mean?
Right.
So got over that hump almost, but he ran into a fucking juggernaut, ladies and gentlemen. They ran
demolished.
into a juggernaut. Word.
Swept. No, put respect on it. Swept.
Yeah.
Swept.
There you go. And James
Demolished.
it wasn't the answer for them. He's not Jonathan Mitchell because that backcourt is the weakest defensive backcourt I've ever seen in my life, damn near.
Yeah.
Now,
you ever seen the barbershop?
Yeah, if he was with a Kate Cunningham, it might be different. You know what I mean? It might be different. You had a Jonathan Mitchell with a Kate Cunningham, but Jonathan Mitchell, James Harden ain't fucking cutting it. That just, no. So
no
matter.
By the way, Schroeder is on Cleveland.
Yeah, no matter what everybody did in the East.
Yeah, he's on Cleveland.
The Knicks is the team, ladies and gentlemen. The New York Knicks is the 2026 NBA champion. They the team to beat. They coming back to full force. And I think they still got some moves to make. Ladies and gentlemen, they're gonna be a problem. The New York Knicks gonna be a problem for this standpoint. You're not getting New York Knicks from the beginning of the 2025-26 season. You get the New York Knicks from the Atlanta series on. Everybody who played the Knicks last year, you're not getting the same team you played in the regular season.
No.
The New York Knicks coming back in the 2026 to 2027 with a new wrinkle. Offense is crazy, defense is crazy. They go out there and get one or two more dudes. Like my man said, Nick Richards, anybody, just in case somebody go down with an injury. We got a guy who could come in for a couple of weeks or whatever and fill in that void.
I think I think
Atlanta could be a problem. They just need a shooter or so. They get a shooter or so, they have solid defense. They just need a shooter or so.
He loaded up. That getting that Andrew Wiggins, with the Aaron Wiggins, Lou Dort.
Dort was a good pickup.
Good pick down there. They
a solid defense.
Yeah, but that was all because OKC had put themselves in a certain position to lose all these people. That's why we didn't do all the things. That's why he said going in the second apron and suicide. That's why we didn't do all those things. We just need a second. I'm fully with you. Either a stretch 4 or a breaking case emergency 5. That's all we need on our team. I would like to see a productive guy a little bit more than Huck was. A Nick Richards could be that guy. That definitely could be that guy. Somebody comes in, maybe you could have a Drum and a Cat, and then a Nick Richards and Diawara, whatever, coming in together, whatever. You could do a mixture of. This is still the same Legoland production. We put and mix and match everybody. And we believed in Leon. Why don't we believe now? We gotta believe now. Really quick, as far as Philly goes, let's not forget that the Knicks under Thibodeau played. We had a core no bench, and we made it a step up every year. Once he left and he utilized everybody equally, the minutes came down for them. They weren't. 3 of our guys are always in the top 5 of minutes. That stopped. Once we learned to do that, we changed the entire look of the league. The way we play, how we play, the mix and match, not the full 40 minutes every day from one player. That changed everything. Plus, they love each other. They're unified. They're glued together. Our team is, I love our team. And until further notice, the Knicks are right now, and it's so disrespectful that they put us 3rd and that they put my man on the 2K, but that even puts more fire in the Brunson, in my opinion. So thank you for doing that, because it's amazing.
Because that the 2K and the Madden, you don't want your team, any of your team players' team, to be on that. So I'm glad Wimby's on it. Wimby's done it.
Real quick, Dave Smith. Dave Smith, didn't the Pacers trade Aaron Naismith for somebody? Who did they bring in for him?
Naismith is on Dallas, ain't he?
Dallas.
He's on Dallas.
I think.
He's on Dallas.
Who did they bring in for him?
Oh, I don't remember though. I don't know who they.
What's his face? The kid that was playing when the guy was hurt. What's his name?
Dave
the
Boyd.
shooter that came on. strong, but then once somebody came back, he didn't play no more.
Yeah,
They're
just
still a young developing team though.
Yeah,
They're
it was.
not,
Just recently, it was.
they lost a lot.
Aaron Naismith and somebody.
They lost what's his name? The kid coming off the bench, the sixth man. He's offensively he's really good.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who it was.
Oh, I can't think of his
Crazy,
name.
bro.
Brown skin dude, like my complexion.
Yeah, I can see his face right now. I can't see his name though in my head.
Damn it.
They got rid of him because they going young. He was more one of these.
He was averaging like between 18 to 22 points coming off the bench. So he was really what no, not
no, it was I could Google AI and shit, but I ain't trying to go out like that. But
you mean the little guard who's always running all over the place for Indiana?
He's like 6'4", he's like 6'4", what's name? He can get up and he can play. He can play offensively. He can ball.
No.
His defense is trash.
I'm just telling the chat. I'm not talking about the Mathurin trade. Just this year,
he looked like
that's what I'm thinking about.
They traded Aaron Naismith and somebody else to Dallas. I'm not talking about the Mathurin trade now. The Mathurin, we understand that.
That's what I was talking about.
Just recently, in this summer, free agency, they traded Aaron Naismith, somebody else, and they moved him for another player. And that player was in Dallas. He was good too. I can't. Wasn't Najee Marshall? I think it wasn't Najee Marshall. Wasn't Najee Marshall? Wasn't PJ Washington? Wasn't him?
And then they moved. And then they got rid of their center the year before.
Naismith with Clippers. Okay, so it was the Clippers. That was the trade was with the Clippers then. But I know they moved Naismith. I know that. I don't know who they. Okay, that's Corey. Yeah, he got traded to the Clippers. And
man, that's the Kawhi, man. That dude right there is just listen, man. He's the second Kawhi Leonard. Indiana is crazy, man.
Unless it was,
wait, no. I don't think it was the Clippers. You sure it was the Clippers?
I could have sworn it was Dallas.
I thought that's where Mathurin went.
He went there. Did the Pacers trade Aaron Naismith?
Yeah, I was gonna do that too.
I don't know where my phone is at.
One of them.
Aaron Naismith still with.
They extended him.
Yeah, he's still with the Pacers.
He's on the Pacers.
Okay, he didn't trade.
So that might
have been just talk. Yeah. That might have been just talk. That might have been talk.
No, he was in talks of being moved, but I guess they extended him.
Yeah, they extended him. They bring back their quarterback. They gonna bring their quarterback when my bad lady jump. I could have sworn like it must have just one of them mock trades or something. I heard. I thought they moved him actually.
It's all right. We just wait for one of the Dallas centers to be cut, and let's grab him.
That's what I was
it's a couple of teams that have like multi centers. You know, the Blade, Portland, Dallas.
I was just.
Damn, I had this shit.
The Pelicans
written down.
New Orleans
definitely is up there. That was one of my. Yep. They got three guys that we can really look at.
Right, New Orleans, Dallas.
Just let them go. Two of those teams just let them go yesterday because they couldn't qualify the offers.
And Charlotte, right?
The Bulls too. The Bulls have a couple of centers too.
They still have Nikolai Vucevic, right? They still have Nikolai Vucevic on their squad.
Yeah, New Orleans. I like New Orleans. New Orleans got a dude over there, Carlos Makovich. If we can't get whatchamacallit, I think Makovich. I think his money might be a little different, but he's another guy over there, Makovich.
Kelly Oubre, Indiana has Kelly Oubre. So they're coming back with Siakam.
Right. So we don't have to rush Khalil Ware.
Siakam.
We don't have to rush the trade. We don't have to move McBride because there's guys who are going to be released in the next few days because roster cut down from 21 to 16. Guys won't get qualifying offers from Portland, Dallas, Charlotte, and Pelicans. So we're just going to see guys just come to mini camp just because they were released from teams. I'm good with that. A bunch of centers will be free.
But let me ask you a question. If we go out and get a center, he got to be third leg. I mean, I don't see why. I don't think we need a center per se to be in the rotation.
I don't think we need a center right this second. I don't think we need a center right this second. I think we can move forward with a power forward-ish, 6'9", 10, 11, 6, 8, yeah, you know, with someone that's like a Precious Achua that can fill in that just in case, because I think the problem where we're going to have is at the power forward in the second unit, in my opinion. And I'm not putting no pressure on Mo D, but he is going to have more minutes. So there is going to be more pressure on Mo D. And I'm not saying that he can't step up, but I believe he's going to hit like a quote-unquote rookie wall because now he's really going to be getting minutes. It's not going to be like he plays and then he sits 5 games and now we need him, or it's a blowout game. Come get – it ain't going to be none of that. So I want to – he's going to be having consistent minutes that burn in the chest. So I think he's going to be fine. I just don't want us to fall too far. I don't even care about too far behind. And like I said, we have pieces to move. So I think this money that we spend now, it's all up to what that's the only coming from my perspective. The money, I think we still could get a center. I don't think we need a center, but I think we still could get a center with a trade. Dewara's still out. I mean, not Dewara. Pacone's still out there. If it comes down to Tyler, I don't really want to say Tyler. I watched him the last couple of days, man. He looking like he's ready to. He looked like he's ready to give.
Yeah.
He looked like he's ready to give Alvarado a run for his money this year. So,
sure does.
You know what I mean? Things like that. So I think we, you know,
I think he's one of the reasons. He's one of the reasons why I think he's gonna have good. Think about this, ladies and gentlemen. Once we traded for Alvarado last year, the Warrior wasn't getting no burn because he went with the solid. Now he gets to come into training camp, knowing most likely I'm gonna be that 3 or 4. Now it's going to be different than last year where he was getting sporadic minutes because Mike Brown was trying to figure it out. Mike Brown didn't even know too much of what he had last year during the course of the season. I'm hoping, Shaw Powell and everybody, that now going into training camp, it's pretty much going to be Alvarado, Deuce McBride so far, Landry Shamet,
Diawara,
Andre Drummond so far.
Yep.
So far, at least on paper anyway.
And I'm good.
Right.
And I'm thinking that Diawara game will be so much because, number one, he's not going to be looking over his head like I got 2 minutes and he took me out the game. You know what I mean? Now he got to sit back and observe the whole culture from the bench. Sometimes the best place to learn is on the bench because you might be physically ready, but mentally you might not be ready. So you need to sit your butt back and learn the game mentally. Because think about it, he just came into the NBA. He didn't even know the NBA last year. Didn't even know the NBA. So he was.
I want to ask you
last year. But now
they wouldn't have gave him a 4-year deal either, Divine. They know better than we know. They wouldn't have gave him a 4-year deal with 2 years guaranteed if they weren't prepared to play this man close to 20 minutes a game at least.
I think
so. Yeah, and he's gonna rock. I really believe he's gonna rock. He's gonna show up. He might have some of that shot because he's young. Not because of maybe the wall, but because he's young.
He's going to get some
but
minutes.
as he grows into it, and he has a lot of good veterans around him to see and show how he can play it. Cat, Drummond even. This is gonna do. You're gonna move here, go that way. But especially like someone like Cat, who play power forward and center, he could help him out. OG could help him out. Right. It's gonna be a lot of people.
The play on the game is going to be great, but guys can tell him what to do. But you know what makes the team great? Josh Hart knows this guy's going to do this. Mikal knows this guy's going to do this. He played them already. Cat knows this guy's going to do this. This is his forepart. This is what he does all the time. Dewara has to be told that he doesn't know it. That's the difference for me. Anyway, for me, he's going to have a little blockage into the second part of the year, going through the first part of the year playing these guys. He's not gonna really. Listen, stop standing so high up on him. Let him free up a little bit. Play him face up. Don't play him with his back. Don't let him get his back onto your body. I think that's gonna he'll know by after you tell him that. By the next time you play him, he'll be like, instead of being all close on him and stuff like that. So I think it's gonna be a learning process for him. Not so much about his game. You know what I mean? And I don't think his game going to stuff up, but I think it's going to be learning the NBA and learning the guys that he has to play that's going to be the hardest thing for him.
I agree.
I want to ask you
What's your
a question, real.
Yeah, go ahead,
Does anyone else know that Diawara was put in a new position in the summer league? Because I was like, okay, they had no point guard in game 1 or
Right.
2 in the summer
Right.
league.
They want him to do
Right.
everything.
Put Diawara in the hub
Yeah.
as though he's gonna no. So it wasn't only me. So what I think they're trying to do, guys, they're trying to put him in that 4-3 position that you're mentioning, right? You're gonna be the hub. You're the hub now, right? So you're the backup 4 or 5. So we're gonna teach you what Cat has been already doing in the finals. You're gonna be the mini Cat. So there's no point guard in game 1 or 2 of summer league. You're the point guard. Anyone else notice that, or is just me? Diawara was the point guard working at the hub.
I noticed it, but
And
I
it was
think that was also because of lack of a point guard out there.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it was both.
But Kolek got his game off in night 1 and 2, but it was terrible until they brought a point guard. But my point is, I'm glad you guys noticed that, because when I see him coming in, like you said, Alvarado, Drummond, then you're gonna have McBride, right? So then that means Diawara. So Diawara, Drummond, Alvarado, and McBride. Diawara is coming in to be either the 4 hub, and he's gonna have to learn that. He's gonna have to learn to be the assist guy, the pop guy off the screen, or able to stretch the defenders with his free ability. And I think he's gonna work well at that. It's changing his game. He's been here long enough to do it and execute it.
Yeah, I think, and he's an unselfish dude too, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I like about. He makes me think. I'm not even trying. I think what I'm trying to say is, I'm talking about style, though. I'm not talking about numbers, accolades. He makes me think of a skinny Magic Johnson. He really does. He makes me think of a guy who could take the ball off the rip with that and just run up and down the floor and facilitate that ball to anybody. Diawara got that type of game, like 6'9", linky, get up and down the floor. He could dribble the ball.
Speed.
Yeah, he gonna be. I'm gonna tell you something, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
That boy gonna be. He's gonna be something, bro. Sometimes you can look at a guy. This is me personally. You can look at a guy and say, you know what, he got it. Like, he got it. You know what I mean? Number one, the reason why I say that, because first of all, he confident about himself. He bet on himself. He said, no, I'm staying over here. I'm confident I'm gonna make the next team. But when you got a guy confident like that, that means he believe in himself. And what Clyde always say, confidence, ladies and gentlemen, confidence. He believe in himself, dude, and he got the tools. He got the tools, Nick Nature. I mean, when I see that dude dribble on the floor, that long ass wingspan, cutting over, crossing over, he was pulling up the ball. Even if he missed a shot, his confidence to shoot it is impressive to me. He like, I don't give a fuck. I'm about to knock this shit down. That's what I like.
From when he first came in, remember?
Yeah.
Because then the coach was like, whoa, because he was directing traffic. You know what I mean? Like a 2-point forward. He was like, clear it out and tell him what's name to clear out. I think he told Cat to clear out. The coach was like, all right, talk about.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, but he definitely did that. 100%.
Whoa. I know. He's like, hey, whoa, we like that, but whoa. You know what I mean? Calm down a little bit.
I like that President Balls. President Balls and DeMar is the LA Lamar Odom. That's a good example right there, my man.
Yeah.
Perfect example. Lamar Odom type of dude, bro. For real. He's gonna do something, man. I think that was a big signing by that dude, by the Knicks. I think giving Diawara that contract, to me, is like a big freedom signing for that's one of the biggest freedom signs all year to me. Was signing him. I think that dude gonna pop for the Knicks. And I'm almost 100% he gonna pop. He just got tools. Yeah. He got tools. If you got tools, and the good thing about it for me, real quick, and I pass it to the next man. What I like about that is look who he playing around. He playing around Anunoby, playing around Cat. He playing around bona fide, intelligent, intellectual guys who
exactly
playing basketball the right way. New York Knicks, one thing, they play basketball the right way. You know what I mean? And I think he's not like a rookie coming there with a bum squad. You know what I mean? Like, I got all this talent, but I'm on a bum roster. This dude literally got to go over and practice every night against Anunoby. How about it? You know what I mean? So you going practice against Anunoby and Mikal Bridges, and look what them do to them bona fide players in the NBA in the playoffs, locking them up. So Diawara can get his game against them dudes, imagine what he gonna do to other dudes. That's what I like about this. I just think that they put him in a good spot, man. Hopefully translates. But he's gonna be a problem though to me.
Even the German kid, I like that German kid.
Yeah, man.
I like him.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Right?
I like I like his attitude too. He's like, nah, I don't want to go back.
Yeah.
I want to stay here.
I want to
do my thing here. I don't like when they ship them back over like that.
And he showed improve too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he got here. You figured he got here a day before, like what, 1 day before, like their game, right? Jumped in immediately, and didn't look bad at all. Actually, looked good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Come over because it's a different style of game coming from over there to come to the summer league, and you know what I mean? Because the summer league is very much more of a selfish kind of game, which you know what I mean. You get people are struggling trying to get it. You know what I mean? Right. But he came in right away. Passing, putting the ball, understanding how to run an offense with very little, you know what I mean, practice or anything else. I like a kid like that.
Do you think because of the day salaries, him and double nickel, what does that
like
say about the daddy, the colleagues? I'm not talking about trading, but I'm just saying, because sometimes when you get two talented young men like them dudes who you could get on $1 million contract for 4 years, I love Frank the Cleaner, you know what I mean? So, they do for 1.5 million, and they on that contract for 4 years. What did that say about the guys who we got on? That's why I don't. It's hard for me to say if Daddy A will be back in the Knicks after a couple of years. Not that I don't like Daddy, I love Daddy A, but I think because of guys like that, does Tyler Kolek, good as he is, and he's worthy of his position, but at the same time, who knows?
Well, you arguably with those guys is that would be a battle for the the two-way deals.
2 ways, okay,
yeah, because they're second rounders, so they're not guaranteed anything. They're not guaranteed contracts, so they can sign like the two of them both on two-way contracts.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So you know what I mean. You may have them for whatever for 40 something whatever our games.
45, 45, 46, something like that.
You know what I mean? Yeah, somewhere in that realm. So so it's still a smart move because ultimately the Knicks did commit to the coaching staff and development, especially in a system that they're running, because even with the guys that we ran it with, as we see, it took to damn near the playoffs before all of a sudden you saw all of this other kind of offense being, utilized. Before you saw Cat all of a sudden now take command and, and a point of where the offense was being processed through him. And that versatility point of understanding that and having that versatility point of an offense, I think ultimately that's what made us so dangerous, because it was hard to really to look at game film, to figure it out, and then to switch into those quick modes because it was so fluid at times we would do it. It wasn't like we said, oh, yeah, I'm going to do it just this first quarter or the second quarter. All of a sudden, it may happen 3-4 minutes in the first quarter. It may happen 2-3 minutes in the fourth or fifth, fourth quarter. It maybe happen, it was sporadic where it was either now Brunson running it, or was it Cat running it, or was it being processed through somebody else? You know what I mean? So that's where it causes certain points of confusion, because then other guys are doing other jobs that you now have to figure out. Like, okay, who's going to run the pin down now? Who's running that screen now? Who's coming off the curl now? Who's now doing the handoff? Because positions and understanding what everybody's doing and that development, and then to us taking the next step forward. You know what I mean? Like this year coming, there will be another step, a maturation point to this offense. But being that we kept the core of the guys, it now picks up and continues. So it's not like you got a lot of guys who are lagging where I got to teach this guy or that guy. They understand what Mike was trying to do and where this new development is going. So that's why I'm positive, and you know what I mean, that hey, offensively we may even take a more of a leap, but we still have to remember just get to the playoffs and solidify that defense.
Yeah, man, I really believe that, man. I think what you've seen in the playoffs, and I'll pass it to Jay Children. I think what you've seen in the playoffs, you get to see a whole season of that now. Like if they come into the NBA this year with the way they played in the playoffs, that means that this is gonna be crazy, bro. I tell you,
it's gonna be nuts. I mean, they're so solidified right now. Then they brought back that core that we're talking about Diawara signing. How about bringing back GTA and Shamit and the way they put it together? That when you give somebody an amount of years, an amount of money, no matter what, and they take the money to make it right, so there's more money left on the table just in case we need the extra people. That goes to show you that they're bought in too, even though their contracts are not the big boys contracts. They still took all these years with the money. He could have got 4.5. He probably could have got 7 mil from someone else, but he stayed. GTA stayed here for 4 mil a year. This one stayed here for this much. They want to be on this team. Our team is so locked in. And let me also point out the fact that last year, we were top 3, top 5 all year offensively. Defensively, we were middle of the road. We took a step back offensively to work on our defense. So when we became top 5 in both, because we were able to, we already had offense locked down. Offense was the name of our game. To me, I think this year we're going to look a lot more like the old Lakers with Magic Johnson, what you're saying. Offensively, we're going to be running and gunning. People are going to be knowing where they are. They're going to be passing to each other. They're going to be doing all sorts of things. I think you're going to see breakout seasons from the best seasons ever from OG, from Mikal. Mikal finally said, in my mind, he finally said, I'm not a 3, the third option. I'm just an option on a championship team, and that's it. And he's going to, and everybody has that mentality right now. And if they go into the season running through Cat the way they did it in the playoffs, I'm telling you right now, unstoppable. And sometimes offense, a great offense team, and still having that same defensive mentality you had from the year past, it turns all into defense because you are outgunning the other team and they are just puzzled. They don't know what to do with themselves. Yeah. So Divine, I'm so hyped. I think this year is going to be just like the playoffs. But last year was magic. This year is going to be miraculous. Yeah, it's going to be different.
I think so.
You know what made me laugh? You know what really made me laugh? Just to show you how when you come to New York and you win a championship, how the money is there. I saw a commercial today. It's a skin commercial for a mask, right? It's like a glowing mask, whatever it is. It's some kind of light, I guess, helps glow for your skin. Makes you. But guess who led that commercial? It was his commercial.
Josh Hart.
Nope.
Oh, Alvarado. No. Clarkson. As you said, Clarkson, right?
I said Clarkson.
But skin clear, huh? And it's not Cat and it's not Brunson, huh?
Nope. That's a show. Anybody's
Mikal
got a commercial.
I saw it off my brain. I've seen it. Mikal.
I'm like, what? Are you serious? Are you really serious? Like, what? Just show you money is out there, man. Money is out there. Your face and you become somebody, your notoriety, particularly in New York, you're going to get paid, man.
Get paid. Once you win, it's a wrap.
That's it, man.
The New York Knicks players haven't took a rest since they won that chip. They've been all over the fucking place.
Nope. They everywhere. Wrestling.
You ain't see the new OG sneakers now?
Right. Alvarado got the joints out. Yeah. Hey, Dave Smith, real quick. I'm with you on that Nick versus Philly cinema thing. I'm gonna tell you something was crazy though. Once did Philadelphia warmed up their team, I'm with Dave Smith on this here. That's going to be similar. You know what? I do think they're going to be the edge for New York Knicks. I don't think Joel Embiid can stop my man Big Cat. I think that's going to be the key to that series. That Joel Embiid can't fuck with Big Cat. Joel Embiid, Big Cat go out to that 3-point line. Joel Embiid bring his ass out there. It's game over. And then once you get past them, they ain't got no shot blockers.
Nope.
I think Knicks beat Philly for that reason right there. I think Joel Embiid cannot fuck with Big Cat. when it comes to him playing them on defense. I think that was going to be interesting to me when they play them dude, because you're going to have to make that big boy come out there, and LeBron ain't jumping like he used to on a regular. Jaylen Brown's a great defender, but they don't got no premier shot blockers in that starting lineup to me. So that means that Brunson getting the lane and he got the sprays of Anunoby them in the corner. It might even go work that way with them too. But I think Big Cat Dave Smith is the biggest reason why I think obviously Brunson is Brunson, but I think Philly and the Knicks, Shaw Powers and all, I think it's gonna be Big Cat. That might be the one position that I think New York Knicks really get them is at that 5 spot with Joel Embiid and Big Karl-Anthony Towns.
Yep.
That's gonna be interesting. I can't wait for the night. That's it already. That got to be the game on the doctor, right? Knicks in Philadelphia open tonight. I'm almost guaranteed that's
probably. Probably. I would think so.
It probably
I would think
like
so.
That. Last couple of years we've been going against Boston, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so I wouldn't mind seeing that.
LeBron and MSG on ring night against the New York Knicks. That's almost like a Super Bowl view.
Yo, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, he's coming for New York, especially after we turned him down, because there was the report that there was a discussion and the Knicks, decided not to pursue him.
But you would have
actually the actual thing was Brunson said no.
Yeah,
would you have wanted to hear?
No.
Okay.
It's hard to say because are you asking me or anybody?
Anybody, but I did actually mention. He said no.
I asked him. He said no.
He said no.
All right.
No.
I'm gonna say this. It's hard. It's hard to say because you know that if he's still capable, you get 19, 6 and 6, 7 and 8, whatever. But he brings a circus with him.
Yeah.
He did sign for 2 years. He did sign a 2-year contract with them. I think that's the biggest reason why we said no. Because he was looking for 2 years at his age. And for me, we have this, we created, I know it's a lot longer than no, but we created a bona fide gentleman-like ferocious team. You don't want to bring somebody over here who thinks they know everything because they've been the king of the sport for 20-something years and mess that whole thing up. At the same time, if you're looking for a guy with some talent off the bench that's about 6'8" and that can do some things, that's a tough decision. You know what I'm saying? So I'll say no, though, because of the circus and the 2 years. No.
I'm going to say if LeBron wanted to come here and it was feasible for him to make it here without no beef and nothing like that, of course I'd take him.
Yeah,
right.
Well, technically, it's 1 year. Technically, it's 1 year.
Yeah, it's
he
not
has a second-year player's
option, yeah,
and a 15% trade kicker or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yep.
Because of that contract he has, the NBA pays part of that. That's why it's not really a 2 year because the NBA can't give him a 2 year and pay him that 1 point something, pay the rest of his salary. It's $3.9 million, but the NBA he only really getting signed for because the NBA paid the rest of it. I guess some shit like that. If I would read,
yeah, I think 2.5 is what they give him.
So it's not really because they can't do that. NBA pays part of your salary thing with him on that 10 year or 10 year.
Mm-hmm.
But here's what my thing with LeBron: if he would have came here, I wouldn't have had a problem with it for this reason. Because number one, I know our culture here. Like LeBron James wasn't like just like everybody else wanted him. Shit, Philly wanted him, Miami wanted him. You don't turn down a talent like that. But I get why people want him. But at the same time, his IQ, his knowledge of the game is so fucking amazing that. He just another savvy veteran in the locker room. I know the circus is the circus, New York. Other than that,
that's what it was.
Other than that, I would have told LeBron because know why? He's gonna help Philly in this right here. He ain't trying to outscore nobody. LeBron ain't trying to outscore nobody. He ain't trying to go take nobody's shine. He ain't even on that shit. I think he would have helped out the Knicks just due to the back of who he is, his intellect, his intelligence, his game, his skill. He would have helped out that team more than he would have hurt it. Let me put it like that. I think the pros would have outweighed the cons in New York because of his skill set. Now, all the other shit, okay, I wouldn't have, but just like everybody else wanted him, who wouldn't want LeBron?
I mean, that's what I was saying about the offense.
$1 million? Now you talking $50 million.
I say this too about LeBron. I would have took him because right now we're looking for a guy 6'8", 6'9", 6'10", that is versatile, that can play 1 through 5 or 2 through 5 or something like that, and he can do that. And I think he would have made. I hate to say it, but he would have. I think he would have pushed Josh Hart into the bench. I think that could have been one of the staples. You want to start? Okay, you're gonna come out off the bench from Josh Hart. Off the bench? I'm LeBron. I'm Rick James. You know what I mean? That's what I think. Yeah. So yeah, I think that could have probably squashed it. I don't think it was they didn't want him. They gave him the option, but if they would have given him the option, I think they could have said, "Josh, sit the bench." Or whatever. So
don't get me wrong.
To me, I get more respect for our team the way we did it.
Yeah.
As opposed to building or somebody coming in to a point of a super team. And between, because the reason why people, you know what I mean, it's not LeBron's basketball, because I respect LeBron as a man in a sense, what he's done on the outside of basketball. It's just that in between the lines and in the organizations, to me, he has gamed the system. Between him and Rich Paul have gamed the system to divert too much to him. And he's manipulated his way, you know what I mean? When things get tough, LeBron goes packing, you know what I mean? So that's why, when people try to refer him to Jordan or to Kobe, anybody, he'll never be that guy. He'll never be He'll never be in my what's name here as a true basketball what's name here from the back in the day till now, because we're living through both those games. So I get it with people, you know what I mean, and I get the social media point of it. You know what I mean? I'm a person that's before the age of the cell phone and now the age of the cell phone. Before social media, the age of social media. So I'm in between those points of it, but I'll never respect that point of where he had to point the game, the point of the system. And if you don't think that, like, just to take, for instance, the show that they have that Rich Paul has with, forgot the guy's name.
Nice Kellerman.
Kellerman.
Nice Kellerman.
Yeah.
Right? But he swore to everybody that he didn't know or where LeBron was going or what was going on with it, right?
And then
after LeBron signed with Philly, all of a sudden there were questions that came out of the history point of it. He knew all the answers. Which one is it, bro? You don't know or you did know? They've been manipulating the point of the system for a long time. How Anthony Davis got to LA, how, you know what I mean? How from the point of even when he manipulated the point to get to the point of Miami and those points and everything that he's done on. He's figured out that point of it, loop, and gamed the system.
Ain't he the reason why we got this cap thing now? Ain't he one of the
reasons? Yes.
Isn't this the reason why we have this new salary scale thing with all this second apron and all this other crap? So
yes,
whatever.
Yes,
I gotta show something real quick. Wait a minute.
I agree with everybody narrow on that, and I wouldn't even second guess it. But here's one thing, people also gotta look at LeBron from this perspective too. I don't know why people try to put him up there with Kobe and LeBron. And
he plays a different position.
Yeah, not only that, he don't even score like that. LeBron James don't even score. You could pay him Magic.
He should have been. He should have been that.
Here's another thing too. That's a point that nobody don't give LeBron credit for. I'm a Tar Heel fan, diehard Tar Heel fan, since I was a kid. Michael Jordan had Dean Smith. Michael Jordan had Phil Jackson. LeBron James came out of high school. LeBron James never had a coach like them dudes. You talking about the two greatest coaches ever at their positions in college and pros. This what I say about. I think people try to make LeBron out like. Listen, the man came out of high school. People threw a target on him. You are the chosen one. He came out of high school.
100%. That's true.
The pressure they put on this young dude. And Michael Jordan, that's my man. And I'm like I said, I'm a Tar Heel guy. But when he went to Chicago, when he started playing the Knicks, I couldn't stand Michael Jordan because he was fucking up my Knicks. Then I don't put LeBron on. I don't put Jordan.
Right.
You know, I ain't doing that. You know what I mean? But also, look at what LeBron had to go through to come in the league, ladies and gentlemen. He was one of the most. And look at the pressure he had on him. He had to be the face of the NBA without getting in trouble. All that. He had so much pressure on him as a young man who they label him the chosen one coming out of college. I mean, this dude had the pressure of the. Nobody had pressure like LeBron James. Nobody. Not even Michael Jordan.
He had that pressure at 17. Not 18. He was 17.
At the McDonald's games, right?
At the McDonald's game, they were already calling him the next savior, the savior of NBA. That's a lot of pressure.
I say that with respect because I'm not even trying to defend LeBron. I just want to make sure that we got to also look at the variables with LeBron. LeBron James came into this game and everybody threw it on him. And then he took a bum roster team like who we had, Boobie Gibson. What's a big city? He was good too. I liked him, but he took that Cleveland team.
Is Ilgauskas.
In his fourth year, took him to the finals. And don't get me wrong, ladies and gentlemen, Jordan didn't get to the finals 7 years later when Phil Jackson came here.
Fact.
So when sometimes we get caught up in that championship thing, one player don't
and
win.
Scotty, don't forget Scotty too, and Scotty.
Yeah, a teams win championships, not one player. Look, it was times that Steve Kerr hit a big shot, or Scottie Pippen, or Craig Hodges, or somebody. Michael Jordan won that ring. Not saying he's not the goal. But what I'm saying is, like sometimes we put these players like because they didn't win these winning rings. A player don't win a ring. A team wins a ring. Shit, if great as Jalen Brunson is, shit, if Anunoby don't tip in that shot, shit could have went the other way.
Facts.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Even when they went to Miami, Dwayne Wade was going at the coattail of his year. And he had him and Chris Bosh wasn't no bona fide superstar. He was Chris Bosh. He was all right. You know what I mean? But he wasn't like he was the creme de la creme of the power force.
Well, he's one of the top 75, I believe, though.
Yes,
I believe
75.
He's one of the top 75, though. So he was no bum.
There, but I don't think he was a superstar, though.
No, me neither. That's because he was in Toronto.
Forget all of them. Forget all of them. Remove Ray Allen from that team.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. But I'm saying every team has that. You know, what I mean is a lot of them guys, when they were playing with LeBron James, to me, look who they had to go up against. Even though they were the super team, but you still had Dirk Nowitzki over there. You had Tim Duncan them over there. You had when LeBron James came into the league, Kobe was still here. Hold on a minute. Kobe was still here. Tim Duncan was still here. Shaq was still here. When this Detroit Pistons, some of them teams like Rasheed Wallace, all them dudes was here. LeBron James came in there with a bunch of scrubs when them dudes was still playing. He had to build his way to get there. That's why I can understand why he went to Miami. The Cleveland organization did not put nothing around him.
That's true.
You bounce.
That's true.
You bounce.
That's true.
They did not put nothing around LeBron James, so he had to bounce. He's like, I got to go somewhere where they're going to put. I got a championship coacher, Pat Riley. A culture. So he went where they had a culture because he wasn't going to win nothing in Cleveland with the way they was fucking running that organization. You know, like prime example, Kevin Garnett. Kevin Garnett would have won nothing. He would have stayed in Minnesota with Greg GM telling them bum motherfuckers. They wasn't fucking that. They was messing that organization up and down the line. You had him, Stephon Marbury, Kevin Love, but they didn't have the right shit around. So what Garnett said I'm gonna do? I'm gonna bounce over to Boston with Ray Allen, with what's my man named Paul Pierce, Rondo, and I'm gonna win me a ring. That's just the way shit go. And listen, before LeBron James went to LA, the LA Lake was in the gutter, bro. I mean, deep in the gutter. They was deep in the gutter. LeBron James went there and turned that franchise around. He only got one ring, but he did turn it around though. You know, then he got Anthony Davis in there. So I don't count that one. Sometimes we gotta do certain things, get a man credit for certain things. But I'm gonna tell you something about that young man. He if anybody was worthy of being the face of the NBA, LeBron James, he never brought a bad rep to this game. Not from You know what I mean?
No black eyes all this year.
He did everything that a man's supposed to do at that level. Marry, raise his kids the right way, wasn't out there fornicating, cheating, getting in trouble.
Yeah, got his kids
doing great things, great things in the neighborhood, building schools, doing all that.
Yeah,
That's why.
But that's, I think, what you're saying.
I preface it. Yes, that's why I preface it as far as the man. But it's the organizational little slip things that he's done that, you know what I mean, creating that super team culture that needed that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So it's those things that I'm like, no. So as long as people don't ever rate him, listen, the man is a generational talent. Let's not get it twisted. But as long as you never rate him as the GOAT, then it's all good. But for what he's done, yes, I give him what's name here. He has stood the test of time. I get it. But as far as, like I say, you just can't never put him as far as the GOAT. You can put him as down as one of the greatest players ever, but you can never call him the GOAT because you can't get to a point of a championships that many times, take L's that many times, and then still consider yourself the greatest, because there has to be a point of a measuring stick. So the point of a measuring stick, you have to then say, okay, well, let's look at some of the greater guys who's gotten there and regardless of it and gotten through it. So like you say, the guy could have played an area. I'm not sure he could have played an area every era. The reason why I'm not sure what's name is because when he likes to take these little fake, oh God, somebody hit me and he's rolling on the floor. When you look at the film later on, dag, nobody even touched this dude. Things like that is where then brings him down. That's where the flopping point then brings him down. What's name here? But as far as his talent, if he just went out there, put it what's name on his back and say, yeah, I'm that superhero and I'm carrying what's name his team. He's never done that. And when you don't do things like that, that was where the point where you don't ever get that point of that GOAT status. You get that great player status, and that's what he is. He's one of the top what's name great players ever, but he'll never, never, ever be the GOAT. You say to guys, because you have to, there has to be a like I say, some point of where we push forward in some measure. So you look at a guy, say like Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant, of course, in the fourth quarter, just as like we love Brunson, the difference is that here, I will give Brunson that ball and say, step back. I don't care how many guys, what's names is, let him clear out, let him do his thing. And he's done it. And he's brought us to a point of a championship by carrying that, by literally carrying our team on his back. That look at that last what's name here where he completed that point of the championship. He literally carried the man, put down 45 points, and it wasn't. And it ain't like he snuck it up on it. Teams knew they doubled him, they tripled him, they did everything that they what's name his to get that ball out what's name out of Brunson's hand. Why? Because Brunson was just cooking cats. I respect points like that, but you know what I mean. I will always call him a great generational talent, but I will never call him anywhere a measuring point to the GOAT. No,
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna put him up there.
All right, I'll go after the bike. Go ahead.
Like I said, you don't win championships by yourself, right? You don't do that. I don't care who you are, how good you are. It's a team sport. LeBron James went to 8 straight NBA finals. Straight 8 NBA finals, Shot Powers. Nobody ever did that. 8 straight NBA finals. Now, did he win them all? No, because it's his team. He was on a team, literally. Straight 8 NBA finals. Not one this year. LeBron James went to straight 8 NBA finals. 8 of them, bro, in a row. He did not win all of them, but he got his team there because it's a team thing. His team wasn't good enough to win a lot of them, but this man went to straight 8 NBA finals.
And you are 100% right. But in order to be down the point of being the GOAT and the greatest, that means that when you got there, you put them what's name on your back and you got them over the hump and got that point of that championship. That's where that's the area where he falls at. And those teams that he got there with were great teams. But he fell short. I don't think so. He fell short. Look at it. That's just facts.
I'm gonna tell you why. Let me
shout out Paris Duggar. I
think Dwayne Wade, when my man got to Miami, Dwayne Wade was on the tail end of his career. He was an injury-prone dude, always injured. Dwayne Wade was one of the most injured 2 guards in the NBA. He was always injured. always injured. His whole career. I think he could have been he could have been in a Kobe situation if he wasn't always. He was always
he was a really good player.
Injured, bro.
So could have McGrady too, and all these other guys.
I mean, he was at the tail end of his career, and he was always injured. That was their second best player, but he was always injured. And to me, then when Pat Riley stepped down the board, Eric Spoelstra in there, like, listen, ladies and gentlemen, Eric Spoelstra is not Phil Jackson. Eric Spoelstra is not Greg Popovich. Greg Popovich took my man Tim Duncan to 5 finals. My man Phil Jackson took Kobe, LeBron, not LeBron, Michael Jordan, Kobe, Shaq. His coach level was never. LeBron James never had coaches like them dudes had. Never.
Eric Spoelstra is considered one of the greatest coaches to ever play to coach.
But let me ask you a question. If we win again this year, when we win again this year, right? And Brunson holds up that MVP again with the team that we have now, comparable to some of those superstar teams that he put together, or whatever. And yes, you're right about Wade, but you got to have Ray Allen, and you have to have, and not just him. You go down the bench, They had a good team, period. Like the entire team was good. If you go look at Jordan's team, and you know, I'm a Michigan fan and a St. John's fan, right? So you go looking down that team, 91 to 93, right?
Jay Chosen, hold on one second. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, brother.
There's breaking news. I'm not sure if this is true. Breaking news. Draymond Green has signed with the 76ers. Draymond Green will personally oversee LeBron James' recovery, and I just wanted to know that James Green, I'll be there with. Oh, maybe that's it. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jay Chosen. Maybe this is a legit guy that I follow.
I think you meant Danny Green. Maybe Danny Green. But what I was going to say is this. This is what I want to say. Is that if you go through the 91 through 93 championship with Jordan, the 3, he had the same team every year.
What?
You're right. He had Kerr. He had all those other people. Even that play that Kerr shot the 3 for the win. There's video footage of them talking on the bench saying, "Hey." Mike's talking, saying, "Yo, you got to get around." He says, "Don't worry, I'll be open and ready for it." They talking about it. Herb did it. Don't you think that that team that had Bill Cartwright or the Bill Wenningtons and the other stuff before he came back, he was so damn good that even the White Sox said, "Hey, you want to play baseball?" Like, all jokes aside, like, he was so damn good. That team never changed. The only thing that changed was the same type of player, Trent Tucker, when he left us. So the fact of the matter is that I always say this: 2 things can be right at the same time. I think that I always say that. So the young man was brought into the league as already named the king of the next. Without even playing a game, $90 million from the Cavs, $90 million from the Sprite, right? And then the sneaker deal started coming, all that stuff. He did bring a Cleveland team that was horrible. And then I think because of his age and whatever, and he should have been compared to Magic Johnson from Jump Street, not to Michael Jordan, to Magic Johnson from Jump Street. That would have changed everything mentality-wise for him because he is one of the best facilitating big men or 6'8", 6'9" guys I've ever seen. So if they would have did that to him, I think some of the things that we're talking about, the maturity levels, the flopping, the making the all-star teams type of thing, I think it would have changed. But we also got to give him a lot of props for the fact that he took his friends and made them go to school to learn how to become, all these executive positions that they got. So I give him a lot of props for a lot of things that he did. And then there are some things on court that I just think that they being the NBA put him in a position as a child, really.
Yeah, Joe, let me put this
to do that.
Real quick, and I'm gonna let you go. But think about this here: who LeBron James point guard was when he went to Miami? Mario Chalmers.
They used to yell at him.
Okay, Shane Battier. Let's go on down the line. Mike Miller. I mean, he was playing around. It was LeBron James, a broken down Dwayne Wade, and ancillary players. All ancillary. Like Ray Allen left the Boston Celtics. He was on a downcline. These dudes was already, like Ray Allen already established himself years ago. Jesus Shuttleworth. These dudes were, to me, that when they went to Miami, Ray Allen, they was on the tail end of their careers. Like 30-year-old dudes and things like that. No disrespect to them, but they already pretty much achieved a lot of their NBA status over the years. When he went to Miami, go look at all the guys he was playing around LeBron James. I'm gonna tell you, if that's the reason why I said, if you look at, if it wasn't for the breakdown of Dwayne Wade through the years, now with Miami, see, this is why I say it's an organizational thing. Why didn't the Miami Heat go out there and get another bona fide dude to come to run with LeBron James? Why them other dudes was breaking down? Because they kept shuffling every year. They was shuffling everybody in and out. It was like, okay, they were doing what the Knicks were doing with a championship roster. Just shuffling motherfuckers in and out. Mario Chalmers wasn't no star. I mean, Don Havell was okay. They had a bunch of dudes that just was whatever. Now, so then when you go get Anthony Davis, they go to LA. They go get another bona fide dude. That's how you win championships. Tim Duncan got championships because he had David Robinson and so on and so on. And they had Greg Popovich. That organization itself was the creme de la creme. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a whole different thing.
Yeah. They organization structure, Stan Presti and them dudes had that shit locked up. You know what I mean? Greg Popovich had team with Sean Elliott, Vinnie Johnson. They had bona fide dudes around Tim Duncan. Bona fide dude. The LeBron James did never have
Bruce Bowen.
And then when he went back to Cleveland, Kyrie Irving, bona fide. So he was a bona fide. So I say Shaq and Kobe. When Shaq and Kobe, there was no combination league fucking with that. With Phil Jackson, and you had Robert Horry, one of the best big game shooters in the game, and just
Big Shot Bob.
Word. The team that these dudes was playing on, to me, in the era that LeBron James came in the Kobe era, the Carmelo Anthony era, Derrick Rose. I mean, it was a lot of bona fide jokers when he got to this league. Literally, it was some smoking dudes in this league. He was going up against all them dudes. So, in fairness to him,
that draft was crazy too. That whole draft with Carmelo and everybody.
Yeah, think about it. He never had, until he got left Cleveland and went to Miami. LeBron James was playing with a bunch of ancillary dudes a whole career. Then he went down there, like I said. So, but the dude went to 8 straight NBA finals. Because to me, Charles Barkley won the greatest didn't win the ring. Pat Ewing didn't win the ring.
I'm about to say, Pat had a team.
Some of the best players ever to play this game, and they didn't even win a ring. Shit, John Stockton, Karl Malone, bona fide motherfuckers. They ain't win shit.
But you do still have to say,
did Clyde win one with the Rockets?
No.
He did, right?
No,
we're as Knicks fans.
No.
But
he came a year.
We can remember Chicago's team. So Chicago's team, if you take Chicago's team and match it up to LeBron's 8 times he's went, those teams that he had were way better as far as statistical names were way better than Chicago Bulls.
Yeah, and Chicago, I think Derrick Rose was but that's another thing too. Look at that.
No,
team.
I'm talking about during the point of with Jordan.
The Bulls.
With Jordan. Jordan didn't have no what's name. You know what I mean? Look, Kerr.
But him and Scottie Pippen and Horace Grant was arguably the best 3 players on. Like literally,
Horace Grant was not Horace. No, not Horace Grant. Horace Grant was average. If you look at Horace Grant, he's average at best.
What I mean is, he wasn't a superstar, but what he did was, because he was like the Anunoby of them jokers. You know what I mean, Shaw Powell? Like you got Big Cat, Jalen Brunson, and Anunoby. Well, it was Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Horace Grant. I mean, he just had to play that role. He had no choice because but think about the other dude they had on that team, though. I think with them bona fide guys, they also had guys who fit their roles real well. I think Steve Kerr going down to one of the better shooters ever to play and put a basketball in his hand. I think B.J. Armstrong played his position pretty well. I think Bill Whittington and Tony Kukoc, all them dudes was good, bro. I mean, they could have been
on other teams. Those dudes are not even. But on other teams, those dudes are not even starters. Kerr's not a starter on somebody else's team.
I think Tony Kukoc was.
Tony Kukoc.
Well, Kukoc came in the second era.
You know what I mean? He was in the second wave. He was in the second wave.
Yeah, he was in the second
era. You know
era.
what I mean? But what's the name of him? Nah, come on, man. Like, that's
with Rodman. That was the second era.
Think about the people who played around him though. Like you said, Dennis Rodman, best rebounder.
Dennis Rodman.
Defender in the game. They had Michael Jordan always had some talented motherfuckers around him. Because you can't win.
But Rodman was at the end of his career as well. Remember?
I get it. I'm not questioning that. But even at the end of his career, he was good at what he did, though. So you got dudes who come at the end of their career, but they ain't good like they used to be. See, that's why I ain't knocking LeBron James. LeBron James at the end of his career last year, he put up 20 points a game, 7, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. Even at the end of his career, he's still good at what he do. You got some guys get at the end of their career and they ain't good at what they do. You know what I mean?
Right. You hope for them that they get off the court. You feel embarrassed for most of 40-year-olds that play.
I get where you go. I understand why you don't put him up there. All I'm trying to put in the verbal because that's why I don't like people saying, not John, I'm talking about people in the world, sports world, when you go on ESPN, he's not good. He's not considered this because he didn't do that. It takes a team. This is not a one-man sport. It's not tennis. It's not tennis. It's not a one-man sport. It's a lot of variables to win a championship. So even with the Knicks, look at Patrick Ewing. Patrick Ewing never had a bona fide star with him. Never. Dude with him. Not some good years that he played. Not the good guys we love like Charles Oakley and Anthony Mason. Them dudes ain't bona fide motherfucking superstars. Patrick Ewing would, if Patrick Ewing would have played with Bernard King when he came in. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, don't remind me.
Technically, he did. Right? Technically, I think he did.
No,
what's name was done.
He was
just done. Remember, his legs. That was it for him. He was done, if I remember correctly. That 1 year, and I think he was done. King
was coming out of an injury.
Yeah, but he was done. Like I said, he was done. He was done. But
and that's what I mean. Like even Carmelo Anthony, no kidding, no disrespect to he might not. But think about this here. Other than Stoudemire, Carmelo Anthony never had a bona fide dude in New York with him. Never. Sometimes your organization just ain't ran right. I believe if Derrick Rose would have had a bona fide dude, and not no Luol Deng, an R-star, not these all-star dudes. I'm talking about 1A motherfuckers. Carmelo Anthony played with a 1A dude in New York. Never. And Stoudemire, he was okay, but he wasn't.
He was a 2. He was a 2 in that.
So it's just tough to me.
Well, because Stoudemire at that stage of his career was finished because
But if he was the Stoudemire, he would have been a 1A. He was
but let me tell you something. No, I tell anybody this: if you go back to the first few years of Stoudemire's career. If Stoudemire would have stayed healthy, Stoudemire arguably would have been the best power forward to ever play the game. He dominated. Right. He dominated in this game. Look what he did.
He's one of my favorites ever.
To Tim Duncan. You know what he did to, and Tim Duncan is considered one of the greatest defensive forwards ever to play this game, right? You know that in that what's name, he damn near averaged 40 points when they put the Spurs away. He was averaging damn near close to 40 points. He was laughing at Tim Duncan and looked at Tim Duncan. He jumped up in Tim Duncan's face, like he just kept bouncing in his face. And he looked at Tim Duncan and said, "Please stop me, because there's nothing you can do." And there was nothing Tim Duncan could do. He was pushing him. He was a man child. He was a pure man child at that stage. And
Stoudemire was one of my favorites ever.
With what's his name from Canada, you know what I mean? They were unstoppable at that point.
You're talking about Vince Carter and Tracy McGrady and all them. They were unstoppable up there in Canada. They were crazy good.
No, I'm talking about what's his name from Canada, the point guard. He's from Canada, but Steve Nash.
Steve Nash.
Steve Nash is what? How many MVPs does Steve Nash have? 3, 4?
Two in a row. I know he won 2, but
right?
that
2 or 3, something crazy like that.
One of them jokers though.
Yeah,
but,
they had a great team. You know what they lacked? Because he was so great, they never compare him with a big man.
Right. He
right. And if they had a big man that could like just rebound, like I'm gonna bring him up. If they had a Mitch Robinson that just got up, got the board, gave it back to Stoudemire dunks it, they would have won probably 3 or 4 championships. They were that good.
Somebody in the chat made a great point. I want to go back.
Remember Joe Johnson? Because of Joe Johnson, I forgot something happened. Remember they got into that fight in Phoenix or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And
he came on to
Joe
the
Johnson's
court.
eye. They literally took out Joe Johnson's eye. Remember, he had to have his eye surgically put back, and then that's where they were never the same after that. The team kind of dismantled. Things happened, and they were never the same.
And
prior to that wouldn't have happened. They would have probably got that championship.
They were on the way to the championship, beating the in the conference finals versus the Spurs, and the fight broke out on the court. And Stoudemire put his crossed the line off the bench, and he got suspended for a game, and couldn't play Game 7 or something like that.
Yeah,
and they lost.
As Knicks, we should know about that.
Yeah,
right.
Everything we're talking about tonight, I still got Knicks going to the finals this year, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, no matter what.
Hell fucking yeah.
I think Jalen Brother pulls off a Villanova, ladies and gentlemen.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. The man's won everywhere: high school, college, NBA.
Villanova.
You know what I mean?
We just one player. I think we one player, ladies and gentlemen. We just one player in that second unit with some height, with a two-way skill set, can really get us over the hump. I swear, bro.
Is Stoudemire still available, or?
Right. But I'll tell you remember when Anthony got here, I really believe if Stoudemire wouldn't have punched that fire extinguisher and Chauncey,
don't do it.
Was Boston ass that year. I believe if they would have, he wouldn't have got hurt. He wouldn't have hit that fire extinguisher in that first round. And Chauncey Billups had a bad back. He was taking KG and them out of there. And Carmelo was bananas in that series. He was like 42, 15, and 6. He was busting it. He was busting it. But I was like, my God. But we just, he just had that bona fide dude because Stoudemire went down in that dance shoe, in that fucking
right. Fire. And before he went down, remember he was getting 22 and 12 every night. He was even with Carmelo getting 40, he was getting 25 and 10, 22 and 12 every night.
And then we blew it. Remember, we blew it because that was the season, because it was a short season. Mm-hmm. And then they came out with the what was it called? Not a stretch provision, but where you were allowed to get rid of players with no punishment. And we chose to do it to Chauncey Billups, which we should have kept Chauncey because Chauncey's contract wasn't, and we should have got rid of Stoudemire, and we didn't. That set us back. Remember, that was a huge mistake on our part. Huge mistake. Because then we didn't put no talent. That was the chance to put the talent back around him, and then we chose not to.
You know what's crazy? Like the Knicks always, at certain times in the Knicks franchise history, shit just didn't go our way. Here go one. First of all, it was the my man Steph Curry go one before we get Jordan Hill, right?
Oh man. No. But say who we picked. Remember, we picked the Frenchman, Weiss or whatever his name was, right?
Yeah. I think Jordan Hill was shoot me now. But then you know what? Then I'm
about to get mad all over again.
Jordan, I don't think Michael Jordan has 6 rings in Miami and Knicks getting that fight. I don't think they get 6 rings. I think when that year Knicks had went and got Larry Johnson, they was about to knock them boys off. They finally had that one more piece with Patty Ewing and them dudes. And if they wouldn't have gotten that fight, I think they knocked Bulls off that year. Yeah. I really believe that, bro. I was like, oh my God, bro. We had them jokers right there, and they get my man Charlie Ward on. My man, what's his name? PJ Brown flips Charlie Ward and shit. Now, if that year I thought the Knicks had their number, because in the regular season we were busting the Bulls up in that regular season that year. We was giving it to the dudes, Joe. I was like, this the year right here.
And then OJ messed us up too.
Right. Oh yeah, right.
Right. The whole shit cut off. They cut off. This just in.
The white Bronco.
Yeah.
What was his man named Collins or something? That was his boy, right? Al Collins or something? Or Al,
yeah. Oh man, that shit ruined my day. What the fuck? No.
we just caught so much bad luck going through the years. Like, man, we right there, but some. Like Bernard King's injury,
finger roll.
Yeah, we had
finger roll. Charles Smith getting a shot.
Charles,
you know what I'm saying?
Charles
the fake where he was scared to go up, and Scotty and them boys was on him.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Ewing getting hurt and Canby having to step in with all those guys at the end.
Yep, his knee. Remember? Yeah, the knee.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Mummy after the game, man. Straight mummy.
We seem like we had a black cat rolling around New York every year. Sometime every decade was something, bro. Like
it was something. Because even those teams with like Tyson Chandler and Kidd and all them, like I really felt like we were starting to make moves every time, and then something happened.
I liked that team, man. I just thought that
I did too a lot.
We would have got Jason Kidd 2 more years ago prior to that year.
Yeah.
That Mike Woodson team was nice with Tyson Chandler and Carmelo and oh my God, J.R. Smith and him.
J.R. Smith, yep. Was that when Ray Felton came back to that team? I think, right? Or was that J Kidd team?
Let me see who we had. They had J Kidd then.
J Kidd, yeah, all right.
That dude, yeah, that was a nice team. We could have got there.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna. I thought we had a lot of good players around us. I think Shumpert was there still, or somebody was behind him. Either way. That I keep forgetting because everything meshes, but yeah, that was a great. I love that team. Yeah, Tyson Chandler fought hard in that paint, but he was the volleyball guy. He didn't grab the rebound; he would tap it back out. Yo, man.
Yeah, hey, Paris did on that. Paris said after Bernard King left New York Knicks, 2-time All-Star, 2 years in a row when he went to Washington. Yeah,
Washington. Yeah.
Bernard was buckets though. He had the most. You talking about I think he had the sweetest mid-range shot I ever seen in the game, bro.
You imagine keeping him. Mark Jackson comes in. Patrick Ewing comes in. Wow. They make a move or two. Yikes.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. One of my favorite teams though was that Sprewell Johnson. Houston.
That 99 team was lit.
And lit.
About that. And even though Spurs beat us 4-1, think about Patty Ewing was hurt in that series.
Right. He got hurt. That was our thing. He would have definitely been in the middle, clogging that middle, doing all sorts of things. Let's not forget his famous 18-foot from the corner, bing, legs kicking out to the side, 10 rebounds easily, fighting off Duncan, letting Johnson do his thing. Damn. Oh my God!
13 team was lit. That 13 team was lit. Canby and them. Oh my God, they were special, bro.
Yeah, they were definitely special, man. And then of course, 94, whatever. Of course, man, that team that couldn't make the damn layups and the finger rolls.
They had a good team. What year they had a good team though? I liked that team when they had Chris Dudley. Had all them dudes, man. They were pretty big. Knicks were pretty. Chris Dudley and Patty Ewing was a problem for a lot of teams, bro. Chris Dudley was rugged, bro. That boy was a rugged dude.
Yeah, he was tough. I also like the teams, like David Lee, Zach Randolph, and a bunch of those guys that were able to shoot, get in the middle in the paint, all that stuff.
Yeah.
We had some good players over the years. We drafted like shit, but we had some good players over the years. We definitely did. After Mark Jackson, I don't think we drafted good after Mark Jackson. That's like,
hey, Nick Yak said they came out with a new Bernard King documentary. It's awesome, 15 minutes. I got to check that out, Nick Yak. YouTube or something like that. I'm going to look for that, man. Yeah, but Bernard was assassin, bro. Yeah, he was assassin. They had a lot of good teams after that championship run. I even like the Marvin Webster and them dudes and Ray Williams and obviously my man Michael Ray Richardson. They had some dogs out in New York. They just couldn't.
That's what you're talking about before Pat Ewing. Yeah.
Dudes, Webster, Cartwright. Before he got there with them dudes. But prior to that, they had Spencer Haywood. Boy, Knicks had some teams, bro. They had some dog players. Spencer Haywood was a beast. So he was one of the best players in the game ever. But yeah. I remember that one base. I remember Dudley Fork Shaq over Chris Childs. Yeah, that was crazy, bro. My man Chris Childs did God rest his soul. We like pow, pow. It's Kobe with the 2-piece. Oh my God, I'm a wild, bro.
Yo, he hit him with a bona fide 2-piece. That was a boxing 2-piece. Bang bang. Yo, that's crazy.
Yep, you're right.
I just watched it the other day. I had to show somebody else. I said, you don't know what we had. We always had tough, thorough-minded, good players, man.
Yeah,
Riley, as good as he is, he had a little bit of Thibodeau in him during our years because he stuck with people.
Mm-hmm. They should have hired him as president, though. I think Checkers them screwed that up. You should have.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. If I didn't want Riley to leave, I wanted him to go with the office. What you just said?
Yeah, they should.
But he still. I think he just. I think him and what's his face never saw eye to eye.
Oh,
don't forget that's back still when what's his face, the owner, was still drinking and drugging and chilling and always involved with the Knicks and always being a participant and involving himself.
I know we gotta get a word. Let me ask you a question, man. We gonna go around the panel real quick though. Do you think? Let me ask you a question, Shop Powers. Do you think the Knicks get anybody before the season starts? You think we're gonna roll with what we got? Do you think they pick up anybody?
Yeah, I think they pick up somebody. I think they have to pick up somebody. I mean, they definitely have to pick up somebody before the start of the season. They have to start with 14. I mean, they can't go a 2-week grace period into the season before they pick up that 14th person. But the NBA allegates you to have 14 players to start the league off, or they'll tax your ass. So I think they'll have somebody. Now, is it going to be a power forward or a center to be determined?
Yeah. Hey, you're right. Hey, Paris, real quick. They should have did that, bro. They should have signed David McDaniels back. For real. That was the worst thing.
Oh, back here.
My God.
They should have kept that together.
Paris left anyway. He left himself. And Paris had a great chat earlier, man. Paris, I'm sorry. You had a great chat earlier, man, about the 41. And LeBron ain't going to be able to handle it in May. He got to go through all these obstacles in the East. That was a great super chat that you gave.
Super chat. Oh yeah, I saw that. That was a great chat.
I did put it up there. Yeah, I go back to it just to but I did put it up there.
That
worked, man. That's facts, bro.
Yeah, but we were majorly. I know Sean was trying to get it in, but we were going off. Sorry about that.
Go right there. Yeah, I did put it up there though.
You put it up. You put it up.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm thinking the New York Knicks gonna I got a feeling it's gonna be one of these guys that's out there available. I think it might be Richardson, somebody. I think they're gonna snatch somebody up. I got a feeling. Matter of fact, let me show you. I was crazy. I get to put it out there. I might have took it down. I had it up there earlier. It was the free agent still available. It was a lot. It's almost like 80 dudes out there still that's not signed yet.
I know.
Let me show y'all right quick, man. Check this out.
There's somebody out there right now that I can't believe is still not picked up. I think he actually just said he went and did something else. I forgot.
Westbrook's still out there.
Here you go, right here. Look, check this out, ladies.
You know we love that.
Look, check it out. I'm gonna go down the thing right here. You got Jalen Doran. Check it out. James Harden. These are big names. I got Ben Mathurin, Peyton Watson, Jonathan Kuminga.
That's an interesting name.
Yeah, DeMar DeRozan. I think Cleveland trying to trade for him for Max Strauss. Draymond Green, Bradley Beal, Westbrook, Bruce Brown, Brandon Williams. I mean, they got, look at Jeremy Shohan, Kelly Olynyk, not a bad choice.
Not a bad choice either. Kelly Olynyk might be the guy to put on at the end of the bench on the third.
Guy, but not a bad choice. Got a spirit. Gary Payton Jr., Cam Thomas. I don't know how he fell off like that with all that buckets he can get. Nick Richards.
Yeah, really.
I like that one right there. For the money, I think it works. I really like him. Kevin Love, Chet Howard, Gabe Vincent. That's another one I like. Nicholas Batum, ladies and gentlemen. I would take Nicholas Batum in a heartbeat on New York. For real, that man.
What is he, about 6'9"?
Yep, here's why. Help out Diawara. 2 Frenchmen. Can knock down the corner 3. Good defensive ball play. He old, but for that 1 point something to have him on the bench, I'll take him in a heartbeat. I really would.
And being French, he could put Diawara under his wing and help him out a lot.
Cole Anthony, Vince Williams Jr., Jaden Ivey, ladies and gentlemen. He messed himself up with all that other stuff, but that's political shit there. Kerry, Max Keebler, Mason Plumlee, Aaron Holiday, Bismack Biyombo, Emir Coffey, Dwight Powell. Not bad. That might be a bad pick. He got.
You just named 3 centers that may be all right.
Eubanks, not bad. Doug McDermott, Beauchamp, Tony Bradley, Jeff Green, Tyson Edey, Trayton Watford, Philly. He ain't going back. They done got too many to go with it. Nick Smith, Killian Hayes. Everybody thought he was gonna be the second coming. Sharif Cooper, I like little Sharif, but he just ain't sticking nowhere. Jalen Pinkett, Max Schruger, Andre Jackson, Biz, Bing Bing, Spencer Jones. None of these names really stick out to me that I know of. Heldon Gray, Tacumbo.
I wish I was 21. I would be able to see all of that.
Oh, right. I know, man.
Even at 21, I couldn't.
You got to get some respect, bro. Let me see. Isaiah Livers, not a bad. He's decent. I don't know about Oduro. He's a center in New Orleans. Keyshawn Johnson, Miami. Keyshawn.
Oh, yeah.
He's not a bad player. Kevin McCullough, one of our guys. John Aldridge, Chicago. Center. McClung out there. Damn, they got Notre Omar, OG Abaji, Brooklyn.
I take out Abaji.
Yeah, Oliver Star. Remember Trevor Keels?
Yeah, Abaji ain't that bad.
For Duke, Trevor Keels. He lit it up in Summer League for somebody the other night, though. Trey Jameson, New York, is still out there. Tyrese Martin, Kamara. I like Blake Wesley, but we got too many guards. I like him. I think he's got a real underrated game.
We're so guard heavy, but a lot of these guards I'd love to take. I'd love to take some of these guards.
Dylan Jones, Christian Nicolo, interested. Atlanta center. He can shoot it pretty good. He all right. David Roddy, Ty Washington. I remember he was coming out of they thought he was the second coming to somebody. Ty Washington coming out of Kentucky.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. AJ Larson, Toronto. Kobe Brown, Indiana. He's a young good guy. Toronto probably signed him back though. Garrett Temple, Thanasis Antetokounmpo. So it's like 81 guys still in free agency, bro. 81 guys.
Thanasis is available. I'm with it.
Oh, it's Matt Moore. You got CJ Huntley, Phoenix. Yeah, so it's like 82 guys from according to Hoops Hype that's still out there, ladies and gentlemen. So I think Nick Richards is the deal for me. I think only not say Nick Richards because if Drummond and somebody go down, we just got somebody who could, play a couple of minutes or something, a cat, whoever. I don't know.
Or even if he doesn't go down, Devon, he could definitely come in for a handful of minutes, 10 minutes a game. You know what I'm saying? Like that actually makes a lot more sense because that would give Drummond legs under himself.
Yeah, I ain't got no problem.
That dude's a mid man. Kim, he's an assassin when it comes to that.
I ain't lying about that.
Who is?
DeMar DeRozan.
DeMar DeRozan. Yeah.
Imagine DeRozan coming off the bench for us. What? Come on.
I agree with you on that. But we still, then do we make a trade then with somebody like Miles, a couple of second rounders or whatever for a big man?
Would you do this here?
Or can we afford both? Yes, agreed. Agreed. Yes, agreed.
Would you do Tyler Kolek, Miles McBride, and whoever, if you had to throw in a couple of seconds, whatever, for Khalil Ware?
No.
Yeah, for Khalil Ware?
No, because we're right back in the same predicament. We're giving up 2 men and we got 1. We had 13 now. Now we go down to 11 and we pick up 1. Now we have 12. Now we got to pick up 2 more players with no money.
But can't you sign? No, but can't you sign? Khalil Ware's contract, he's on his rookie deal though. His contract is not.
We would probably then have to bring up the rookie because we would have to
bring
the rookie from
that depends on how much money we got left
from Germany. You probably have to take that. Actually, what's name?
But we'll still be short too though. You're giving up 2 players. We have 13 right now. We'll drop down to 11. We pick up 1. We'll be at 12. We sign him, and then we'll bring.
Well, then you double nickels. You would also take
then
double
you
nickels.
have to bring up both of them guys. I don't know if we got enough money. We only got $3 million. What we're gonna get both of them 1.5? I don't know. Their rookie deal, their rookie scales got to be like at least 1.9, 1.7, something like that. That's why we ain't got them now. Excuse me. Sorry.
Let me get it right.
No, because that scale doesn't apply to late second rounders. So
right.
I think we can pay him whatever
minimum or a classic deal, which is what 1.9. The cheapest deal you could give somebody is like 1.9. I don't know what the name of the veteran. It's not veteran minimum. It's a standard deal or whatever. 1 point something.
It's whatever Diawara got this year is what it is. Remember, because that's how he got paid.
Yeah.
That's why all of a sudden he became a free agent.
I mean, don't get it twisted. If we had enough people, of course I do.
Let me see, because we under the second apron. But let me ask you a question. Because if you under the second apron, you could trade what 60%, 70% threshold. Like you don't have to bring back the exact same amount of money that's coming in because it's not.
You gotta be like the Knicks have to give out more than they get back.
Yeah,
they got to give out more than get back. So if they was to sell Deuce McBride at $3 million, the play they would get back would be 2.9 or 2.8, somewhere around there, or $3.2 under what Deuce McBride is getting.
So right now, Deuce McBride is making
like $3 million.
I thought he was making $4 million. I thought he was making $4 million.
4 million.
3?
Is he at 4 now?
4.
It's 3. It wasn't 3.
This is the last year. Because of the last year, his contract.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. So if we.
He's about $4 million.
Yeah. If we were to give away that thing, we would have to give Deuce McBride to get somebody that's $3.9 million back. That's why I think we're going to do a trade. I think we're going to.
I hate to say it too, though.
They are going to do a trade with Miles.
We don't keep saying it, but it's hard giving away a 42%. Think about it. This guy was when he was a 42% 3-point shooter.
Yeah, I'm not even talking about. I mean, but evidently, if you're giving up Deuce McBride, one, you're hoping that Alvarado and Clarkson and Alvarado, Clarkson and Landry Shamet step up. You know what I mean? And if you take away the 12, 14 points and you get a big man that's grabbing 9 rebounds and making 8 points, I think the Knicks will take that more than a 40% shooter from Deuce McBride. You know what I mean?
I agree with you, Nick Yak. I know he's not going away. I do agree with you, Nick Yak. But just because it was out there, we talk about it. Khalil will make $4.6 million. 4.6 2 years. Deuce McBride 3.9. Let's say we don't use Deuce McBride, but I could definitely see Tyler Kohler going out to Milwaukee hypothetically because Tyler Kohler played in Marquette, and you remember he got a little something that worked in his favor. He 2.2. You can also put Daddy in there, 2.9. Yep. That's 5.1. What I'm saying is, I think if long as you're not over the second apron, like you could trade somebody within a 60 or 70% threshold. If it don't apply to the first, you could trade somebody. Let's say you trade my man, he's $30 million. You still could bring in around $27 million and get away with it because it's not 100%. It's 60%, about 65% of what the other contract is. Now I don't know if that applies over the first apron, but I know in the NBA before all that is you could be within 65 or 70% of what the other contract is coming in.
Yeah, of a trade. Yeah, but the Knicks are in the second apron.
They're not in the second apron.
I mean, they're over the first apron.
So I don't know
where the Sixers getting this money from too, though, because they just signed what's his name, Contavious Caldwell Pope.
Yeah, they did.
I think they're way over the second apron at this point. They're going for it all, and they're gonna put themselves in a bad predicament.
Yeah, you can't put yourself in a
Boston predicament.
Yeah.
But Philly not there like that. Philly, listen, you got Joel Embiid 58, Jaylen Brown 58, and Maxey 40. After that, it ain't numbered 11, 9, 6, 3, 3, 1. They not Philly got like.
Oh, you're right about that. LeBron
Philly like $5 million
at $4 million a year.
Yeah,
no. But I know how you're saying that, but the three players right there is really that's
140 million.
That's over the three. Those three are really they're over the salary cap. Just with those three.
As a matter of fact, it says right here their total.
But like ours,
their total apron is 205. They were 205. The apron is 222. The second apron is 222. Philly only at 205.
So they're just on the first apron then.
Right. That's what I'm saying. They almost like 17 million under the second apron.
Oh, so they're gonna make
how many guys?
Maybe they do. Maybe they do have green. Maybe they did get green.
Yeah, that would be crazy. Let me see. I'll put up there for y'all. Y'all can see it because I think it's easy for y'all. I'll show it to y'all real quick. But yeah, Philly in pretty good position for it. At least the second apron anyway. I think now this might not be totally update trade machine, but from according to where the trade machine is right now, you go right here, guys. Right here, Philly at total cap 222 million. He's a total apron 205, 5 million. Joel Embiid 57.9, Jaylen Brown 57, Maxey 40, Edgecombe on his rookie deal 11 million. Dean Wade is 9 million, and after that you got Anthony Simon 6 million.
Yeah, that's those numbers right there. Just doing the math real quick.
Yeah, they not over the second apron, so I can see why they're gonna do that. But did you hear this here though? Did y'all hear that? Tell me that somebody put out there that Philly was gonna trade Tyrese Maxey to Dallas for Kyrie Irving.
That was the thing that they were putting out there. Social media was putting out there to say for that LeBron wanted, that he wanted what's name to come back with him because Dallas eventually is going to move on from him because they're starting a young, upcoming. You know what I mean? This is Flag's team.
I would have did that. You know what I would have did that for Dallas? Because think about it. Now you got Cooper Flag, a young Tyrese Maxey, young Cooper Flag, who they just got in the draft this year.
Zuby, what's his face? Who's a monster?
I was Dallas. I would have thought about that because that way you would have had your Max guy and Maxey. Then that means Cooper Flag would have been up next for his contract. And you still got two young guys that carry you for the next couple of years while you rebuild. That would have been an interesting take right there, believe it or not. And LeBron, Kyrie Irving, especially, I wouldn't want him to come over here. That'd give us a problem right there. Kyrie, the man, though, I ain't gonna fuck with it. But that's
so many chefs in the kitchen, though. Wow.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. Yeah, but
you know what I'm saying?
I think it would have worked because I think Kyrie and Maxey pretty much doing the same thing. Like
right.
Both, Maxey was what 30 points a game last year in the NBA, 30 some points a game, whatever, 30 something like that. So I think, Kyrie,
but Kyrie is more of would do more point guard stuff with this team.
Yeah, he'd be crazy though. I don't want to admit these.
Which is interesting of it is that between Jaylen Brown and LeBron, their mindset will have to somehow change. LeBron, for his whole career, he's used to everybody deferring to him. I don't see that coming with that Sixers like that because Jaylen Brown is a dribble kind of guy. Mm-hmm. Maxey is a dribble kind of guy. You know what I'm saying? Like that. And Embiid is a dribble, you know what I mean? But Embiid is a passer. But You know what I mean? Like, so he's used to offense being processed through him as well. So these guys have to make huge sacrifices and actually almost relearning the game, because
not enough basketball.
in order for them to, you know what I mean, to gel, that's what's going to
Right.
have to happen.
Not
You know what I
enough
mean? It's gonna
basketball.
have to happen. It's not, you know what I mean? Yeah.
About that Knicks Nation too. I don't think they can beat the Knicks because that starting lineup is really not 3-point dangerous to me. Like,
No.
like, you know, if you see what McHale and Nobi did to the 76ers in the playoffs, where they made BJ Edgecombe and Mackey shoot bricks the whole series. So
Yep.
that to me, it gonna apply here. So you gonna leave Jaylen Brown ain't a good 3-point shooter here, but him and Brown ain't like that. You know what I mean?
You need your Ray Allen. You need your Ray Allens.
Yep.
And they right now don't have them. Let's see what they do as far as, you know what I mean, the league.
Yeah.
But right now, that's what you need. You need catch and shoot. You know what I mean? You need guys that come off of the curl, come off the down screens, catch, shoot, boom, catch, shoot. That's what makes you lethal because of the timing point of it that I can't recover. But if you're a guy who's got to dribble and get into your space and get into your function, that allows teams to, you know, defensively to catch up to you. But it's hard to catch up to guys that boom, catch, boom, shoot. You know what I mean? So that's why everybody loves like guys like Nickel, because why? All he does is boom, come off, catch, shoot, bang, and he's lethal.
Yeah, he like a no back for a little more with more athleticism.
But you know what? Yeah, but they're gonna have a good bench though. Cause I tell you what, Anthony Simons, Dean Wade, if they get Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, now they got some 3-point shooters out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anthony Simon he can shoot though too though.
He can shoot.
But you know what? I like our bench better. I still like our bench better. That's still no
question about it. No question about it.
You know what I'm saying?
They got a good bench though. They got size. See, they like Dean Wade 6'9". Anthony Simons can hoop with the best of them. And like I said,
he's like 6'5", right?
Who that?
Anthony
Wade?
Simon.
Oh, Simon's about 6'5". Yeah, he about 6'5". Dean Wade is
right?
6'9". Anthony Simons 6'3". They got him listed 6'3". But they still got
really?
Barlow, Hot Porty, and Jabari Walker is a good player too. You know what I mean? He only still and then Dalen Terry, believe it or not, he's an underrated player. Dalen Terry. I thought in that.
Yeah, Dalen Terry ain't that bad. He was the one that was on Chicago, right?
Yeah, he went there for Yabusele, but then we traded
him. Yeah, Yabusele, right. So
BBL.
I'm gonna tell you, take it easy. What I was gonna say is that, oh Lord, I had a girl tell me that the other day that she had something fatter than Yabusele. I said, take it easy. What are you doing? Anyway, I swear to God, she said that to me.
When it's all said and done, I'm gonna ask each of y'all a question. We go around. We get out of here. When it's all said and done, who do you think will not be on the Knicks that's on there now by the trading deadline?
Deuce.
Deuce?
I agree. Me too. I'm going to say two people. I think if we're really going to go for it, it's going to be Deuce and probably Bacone.
I'm going to say this. In the next couple of weeks before the season starts, if Deuce doesn't have if he's not signed to the Knicks, he is going at the trade deadline. If he doesn't have a new contract, we already talked about this. We know what it is. If you don't,
it's just math, bro. It's because we love him, but it's math.
You are out of here, and I don't think they're going to let him go as easy as they let Mitchell Robinson go.
No, they're gonna get something for Deuce. They're gonna get something for Deuce.
And I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this name out here because no one's really talking about it. But at the trade deadline, all these guys are optional. You may see GTA, and you may see Clarkson. You may even see Landry Shaman. All those guys signed the contract, and they'll be tradable by those things too. So if they want to make a big move and a big splash or something like that, you may see 1, 2, 3 more trades. If the Knicks come out and at mid-season we what's about 40, 45, 50 games. If we 22, if we 20 and 30 or something like that, yeah.
Blasphemy.
I do think Deuce is going to be on the chopping block because he's the most. It all depends on how his year go, man. I think they want to get him going before the season go because if he has a good year, they ain't gonna be able to trade him.
Yeah, but here's why I think that might.
Right. I agree with you,
The
Sean.
reason why I think that they're gonna trade Deuce and Bride, and the reason why I think they're gonna trade Bacone Daddier, and I also think they're gonna trade Tyler Kolek is that, like Nick Nation said, it's about the money. Do y'all think that the New York Knicks gonna re-sign Bacone Daddier for 7-8
No.
years? No,
No.
it's gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
No. Not happening.
He worth it too. Do y'all think the New York Knicks gonna give Deuce and Bride $15 million? He worth it. He is worth it.
But he's not going to get it for us. No.
Because of the money, like Nick Nation said, I'm gonna help him. That's my guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then Tyler Kolek, as long as Alvarado around, you're not gonna. And you just gave Alvarado what, 3 years?
Mm-hmm.
He's on he got 2+. Everyone got a plus, an and one. Ain't none of them staying.
So let me ask you a question. If that's the case, what are you going to sign Tyler Kolek to after this contract is up? What are you giving him? Are you giving him more than Alvarado for another 4? I don't know. Maybe the Knicks might have something in. They might believe in him. I'm not saying that. I don't know. I'm not saying that they're going to trade him. I just think that these guys are all eligible in a couple of years for extensions. And with Jalen Brunson in the contract, ladies and gentlemen, Josh Hart re-up, Cat's re-up, Jalen Brunson's re-up.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah,
I was excoriated through the year because I said, hey, if you really want to maneuver and things happen, you got to push out McHale. And it wasn't so much about what his play was, it was the money that he's due to make. And it's hard because the way his salary is like, okay, that's 30-something or $1 million. What you could maneuver other players that on the average for what he does, in a sense, just purely by the numbers, on the average percent, you're looking at guys that make 10 million, like 10 point something. But then, you know what I mean? It's math. It's not a personal thing. It's the math.
It's a business.
Yeah, it's a business point. We you know what I mean? We all have our what's names, you know what I mean? And believe me, I believe there is a thing. That is a thing. Playoff McHale. Believe me, I believe it. That is a thing. But it's just math. So some of it you got to, take your personal feelings and move them to the side and just say, here, let's just, calculate certain things with the math. Yep. And it makes them a lot more maneuverable. It makes them being a lot more attractive and a lot more other things if his salary wasn't what his salary is. Yep. But unfortunately, it is that.
And real quick, the reason why, here's the one thing about Deuce and Bride and all these guys, the Tyler Koleks, you know what, guys? It's a lot of them in the NBA.
40 or 50, easy.
It's not like you can't go out there and get another 3-and-D shooter like McBride. And I'm a McBride guy. I'm just being realistic here.
Yep.
Get another Bacone Daddier. Shit, you got that right now in Nichols.
Yep.
Another because you got Jay, you got Keel.
Yep.
Many of them dudes in the NBA, ladies and gentlemen. It's many of them dudes coming in the NBA out of college. That's why I don't think the Knicks gonna extend these guys because they can go. They already got 2 of them. 2 of them they just drafted this year. You know what I mean?
It might be the reason why they drafted them and not big men.
Because they could get them dudes on the same contract for another 4 more years, as opposed to extending the guy that you got already for some more money. So in other words, you could sign Keel right now for 4 more years, then you ain't got to extend Tyler Kolek. You could sign Nichols for 4 years, then you ain't got to sign Daddier. You see what I mean? So the money, Knicks is not going to give Daddier $8 million when double Nichols, Tyler Nichols, Dan do what he do, add $1 million or $2 million. That's why I think all this shit coming at me. That's the only reason I think these guys not going to be here. Not because we don't love them, because there's so many guys can do what they do coming into the NBA. Like that, it's not like that's an anomaly. Like there's Tyler Kolek out there. There's these. Like, see, but to me, Diarra got a skill set that Bacone don't got.
That's why he got paid.
That's why he got paid.
Right.
So now they're not going to extend. They're not going to extend Daddier when you just extended Muhammad Diarra.
No way.
So I don't
That'd be asinine. That'd be asinine. They're almost the same thing. No way.
Pacone's being dangled. I mean, he's starting to come to his game, but he has been. But it's no mistake. He's being dangled, like dangled.
Yeah,
so it is what it is.
Right, and then don't forget, in our track record in the past few years, we've given these players, take Sims, take some of these other guys, we've given them X amount of time to do what they could do, or not do what they could do and leave them on the sideline. And you're only going to leave somebody on the sideline or play them in the fourth quarter blowouts for so long without trying to get better. So I think for sure that those three guys and including McBride is,
and it's not about their skill.
Up there.
It's not about we don't love them. It has nothing to do with that. We don't love these guys. I'm gonna tell you what, we love the Mitchell Robinson too.
Yeah, it's math.
It's about the CBA. It's about, and we all, me, all four of us on this panel know how to make $1 out of 15 cents.
That's right.
We know
damn right.
So sometimes you don't want to be penny wide and dollar foolish neither. Like remember Shot Power when Daddy first came in the league? We was I like Shot Power. I love this dude. He gonna be that dude for the Knicks.
I know.
Unfortunately, these guys are playing behind championship roster. This is not when you had the RJs and the Quickleys and the Randalls and the young team.
RJ, you're right. Yeah.
Now you got a championship roster full of guys who need to be championship ready. I think Tyler Colin could have had to survive if they didn't go get Alvarado. I thought he might have survived. But Tyler Colin,
no. He still can survive because you typically still keep 3-point guards on your team.
I know, I agree with that. But what I'm thinking is, but are you going to extend him? I know he's going to play this year. Like, he won't be here. But I think that's what I'm going to get down to. Are you going to re-sign Tyler Kolek? I don't think so. Are you going to re-sign Pacone Daddy? I don't think so. Are you going to extend Deuce McBride? See, Deuce McBride is in the Mitchell Robinson situation. He's literally
and we're going to learn from that because you don't want you. One of the most golden rules in all the sports is don't lose your free agents to be for nothing. And we just did that with our center.
Mm-hmm.
So
I got a feeling with Deuce McBride coming at. McBride is an excellent ball player, one of the on-ball defenders on this team, one of the best on-ball defenders, can knock down the three ball with the best of mentality. He know how to play. But the problem
plus minus has always been a plus. The guy's always been a plus minus plus.
But it's unless they're gonna go over the second apron to sign him. Because listen, ladies and gentlemen, you gotta remember how much money is Big Cat gonna take off that contract? How much money is Josh Hart gonna get back? We got dudes who's available for some money. So it's not about the players. It's not about Deuce McBride because we don't love him. I don't see how they're going to give him $15 million and also give other guys money. That's why
without a doubt.
We're not going into the second. We're not going to do the second thing for so much like that. They're not
right. That's why I'm telling you right now that they're in the office right now, still looking at the same teams that Sean and I were talking about right this second, saying, I wonder if we package this, that, and the third. Can we get one of the Pelicans big guys? Can we get something like
business. That? Yeah, it's a different business. You almost have to have
Dallas has 4 centers. Dallas has 4 of them.
But you got to have almost like an NFL kind of mind now, where it's like value, where you start evaluating based off a point of a value point to people, and the value point, unfortunately, the money comes ahead sometime of even the point of the talent. And unless you get some generational young talent, all of a sudden this guy blossoms, and then you say to yourself, okay, maybe for this 1 year or two, I'll go into this what's name here because I want to keep on hold of a young talent. But is to try to bring in a what's name, it gets difficult. So I don't like I say, until this and what is it? The CBA is not up until 29-30 season.
Yep. Here's another thing crazy too, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
Said about a
28, 29.
Think about a daddy day.
One of them.
He probably played in a handful of games last year. Think about this, ladies and gentlemen. He literally played. I seen Daddy play like 5 games because of Diawara. He is expendable because of Diawara, ladies and gentlemen. He is expendable because of Diawara. Straight up.
Yep.
Like that's a gimme. Diawara got his contract for the next 4 years. So why they gonna pay Daddy more than Diora? He don't even play like Diora play. That shit is a rap, bro. Much you love, I love that dude. Pacone Daddy got taken out by Diora. That's just the bottom line.
And then you got Nickel coming in now.
Yeah,
sharpshooting 3.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I could pay a lot less to.
Right. Less money. He's a dead-eye shooter. Less money.
Yeah.
He's 6'7". He's tall with the big wingspan. I just don't see him these guys staying here. These other 3 guys.
Rotation. They're not even listen. Diora not cracking the rotation. I mean, Pacone Daddy is not cracking the Knicks rotation next year, ladies and gentlemen. He is not. He don't have. They don't. He not playing over Shamit. He not playing over Diora. He not playing over Deuce. He not playing over Drummond. That dude is gonna be.
They already talked about how they're trying to shop him because they wanted him to play good in the summer league, but evidently they didn't have a point guard to make him look good. He did try though. He was driving to the basket. He's making some shots that I didn't think he could do. So
Pacone Daddy is Frank Ntilikina.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Not for nothing.
Kevin
That's 100%. That's very accurate. Very accurate.
Ntilikina.
And how many of them are there in the league? There's so many that you just named on that 80 whatever free agents. They're just
all right. I'm gone.
A dime a dozen.
Go someplace else to get better. Sometimes these guys got to go someplace else to get better.
That's what it is. That's true. I pray they could get that boy to Milwaukee. They can get Tyler Cole to Milwaukee, play for Marquette. They pocket that team is in a semi rebuild. They got good players, but they could use a backup point guard like Tyler Cole. It's not about not liking these dudes. They just not playing. Like when they sign Alvarado, that means Tyler Cole for another year in a row. Third string. He gonna be out of the rotation.
Right. And you know what? Even though you're right, and 5, even though you're right, 5 is alive. That we need 3 point guards. The truth is, we have Shamit, we have Deuce, we have Mikhail. All these guys can handle the rock, right? So the truth is that he gets pushed further down, even though technically he might be probably the best point guard. He still gets pushed down on the list, especially after they get signed for 4 years, each and every other one of them.
Oh, yeah. I mean, offensively, he's better than Alvarado. Alvarado's just better defensively.
I love Kolek.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But,
I hope Kolek blocks.
But Kolek is a true multiplier, though. So, because he makes everybody else around him good. So he delivers that ball on time, in spots, how you want it, where you want it. You know what I mean? He manipulates the point of the defense.
He's Burger King.
Alvarado really can't really do that, but so well. That's not really what his thing is. He got a better shooter. He's becoming a better shooter since he got here. But as far as the way he, runs the team and sees the floor, no way. Kolek sees the floor just way better.
Know what? And I like Kolek. I'm with you, AP. You know what? One thing, but here's one thing that Alvarado got though. He got dog. He got mentality.
He got moxie, dog, all that.
Yo, he hit one of the biggest shots in the playoffs. I mean, in the finals this year. Literally,
multiple shots. Multiple shots.
That 3 and the spin layup. Woo.
Well, three threes he hit. Remember that was very critical. Very critical.
But like Shaw Powers, that hit something interesting too. Now here's another way you could salvage Kolek. Let's say you get to the trading deadline, Clarkson gone, and Alvarado gone. The Knicks might say, okay, you know what? I trade Alvarado and let Kolek be the backup by then. So I mean, but I just think that the one person that I just don't think gonna be able to stay is Pacone Daddy.
That's 100% to me in my mind.
Just due to the fact at that position in New York, think about it: Mikal Bridges, Anunoby, Shannon, Diora. You got Deuce there. He can, I guess what I'm saying is for what he provide for us, and he's 6'9". I mean, I wish the kid would have made it because I love this kid, but it's just too many guys at a position that with this.
But the issue is the number one issue is that more than likely, I hate to say it in this manner, is that he hasn't shown enough. He hasn't raised his level like that. So it becomes, in order for somebody to take him, you're going to have to probably package him with somebody else. And that has been our MO for a while here. So we're probably going to have to pack him up. And you know what I mean, with either Kolick, somebody else who's good, or that team needs, and that's the only way that we get rid of him.
Yeah, they got good. The most good thing about their contracts, though, every team need them little $2 million contracts, especially the ones who stand in that cap shit. You know what I mean? So even if they get him for 2 years, another year or two, he ride the bitch like he riding with us. But it was in the way the NBA. Maybe y'all guys tell me if I'm right or wrong. This seems like the way the NBA going right now. Think about last year. It's a lot of teams in the NBA last year got a chance to make the play-in this year. You know what's crazy? It's like, oh shit, like Washington. The Brooklyn Nets literally got a chance to make the play-in with Julius Randle, Mark Jr. and what's my man name, Brown Jr., that young boy. They built something pretty decent around these dudes in here. If you look at the Washington Wizards, they got a lot of them bottom feeders. Like you guys believe that the Indiana Pacers ain't gonna be no bottom feeder this year. So it's like, well, I guess what I'm saying is a lot of teams need these $2.9 million because of salary shit. Maybe that's why the Knicks haven't traded them yet, because them contracts are so valuable. I'd rather let you ride the pine until I can get rid of you. Until it becomes a spiral.
Right.
You know? So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting, man. But
Randall must have pissed them dudes off for them to send him back to New York, because it was a well-known thing that he did not want to come back and be in New York, because he talked about the social pressures and things and how the city was and the atmosphere, and how, you know what I mean, that's that way he reverted to saying, well, I mean, he probably used that as an excuse, because he reverted that to saying, well, that was why he needed to smoke weed and do things like that. And
please, you know me, excuses I said to you to smoking weed.
Listen, I don't need no excuse.
Right. I don't need excuses to be angry or smoke weed. You know,
ladies and gentlemen, all finish the Alvarado right quick. All finish the Alvarado right quick, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, Alvarado came here halfway through. Now Alvarado get to go into training camp with this whole Knicks squad. He came here halfway through the season.
That's right. Good point.
Master the Knicks system. You know what I mean? He came here on the fly, had to adapt. Like, I gotta, like, Brunson, where you want me to be? Brunson, what you want me to do? Alvarado get to come into this year, training camp on. It's a different Alvarado. I guarantee you that.
That's why I don't think Alvarado is one of the guys who might get out of here. Alvarado, Brooklyn. He's going to be established here. He plays hard. He was a big part of winning that championship. You know what I'm saying? All that. But Combe Daddier, you put up McBride, those type of things. There's trades, and there's a couple of big men. I think I've seen even in here in Sacramento, the Caldwell kid and the other kid. There's a lot of different trades you could do, and you never know about DeMar. You know, so like, you know, there's like different things happening here. I still think we need a big guy.
Yep, I think there's going to be definitely good defensively in that second unit. I think Alvarado do some pride, and other than Drummond, but he remember rebound is defense too, ladies and gentlemen. So he might not be an on-ball defender, or Andre Drummond gonna box out, and you ain't getting the rebounds over him in that second unit, because boxing out is a part of defense. Box him out, get the rebound. He one of the best guys in the business doing that. But I guarantee you this though. Alvarado, watch out, ladies and gentlemen. I'm trying to tell you, sometimes all it takes to get in there. Now he got the system, let's say halfway mastered. He get to come into this year from the break. It's gonna be
and a better shooting coach.
Yeah, better shooting coach. But you know what I would have asked y'all? Everybody hating on it. I'm gonna tell you a combination y'all better watch out for in the NBA. I'm gonna tell you right now, Anthony Edwards and LaMelo Ball. Watch out, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling y'all, everybody throwing that shit off. The motherfucking pass that he gonna be throwing to my man and Edwards is gonna be ridiculous.
It's his yin to his yang.
Yeah. And that's another reason they got rid of Randall. Let's not forget, McDaniels was playing out of his mind for a while too. But they did lose Nas Reed, so I really wonder what they're gonna do. But that front court, that those two guys are gonna be
with him and Jaden McDaniels. Watch out.
Yeah.
But you know, but the bottom line is Anthony is about trying to win a championship right now. And It's LaMelo Ball. He hasn't matured still in that way. He just still hasn't. Maybe he changes his being there, less things to do and more focus. You know what I mean? Being in the frozen tundras of Minnesota. But right now, that was why Charlotte moved him, because he wouldn't remember. The coach actually did bench him for a point. Then the coach had issues with him, like doing things that he would do on the point and the process points of the game and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I did check, because sometimes you get a little bored here and you see, so I'm gonna watch these fools. But that was it. He just didn't have the maturity point of it. And in these many years in the league, he should have been at that level. You know what I mean? Where he should have been the younger guys, he should have been teaching and tutoring them. But what they doing was that he was just putting bad habits on what these young dudes was doing, running out here in the street, running into people in cars, walking away from it, things like that. The new owners were very much more conservative dudes, and they said, boop, and shipped him out. So let's see what he does.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. But you know what, though, real quick, I agree with you 100%. But that's why you don't get guys like that, and you don't put the right. You got to have a coach, like the coach they had was a young out of nowhere, whatever. Fernandez, not Fernandez. I forgot the name was, but he just got thrown in the fire. You know what I mean? But I think Chris Finch. Watch what Chris Finch do for that young man. You know what I mean? No nonsense. And think about it, they was on the come up though. You got to think about it. Last year, Charlotte they took increments. They brought in Canopo and Brandon Miller, and they started rising. I mean, they were
right. Miles Bridges is still there. They had a lot of
100% indignation, but his talent is ridiculous though.
Bridges get traded?
Needs to get out of his way? His father. Yeah. If he get his father out of his way, I promise you he'll play better. His father is still talking, got on the air in 3 different places and said, now you got to bring over my other 2 boys.
Yeah, I think his father
just
doing that.
Get him out of there.
But I don't think that had nothing to do with him on the court, though.
Because the other ball is not like that. The other ball is very mature, very you know what I mean? Quiet about his business. This one here is just built different. So
he built different. You know what? And think about it. They changed. True. That's why they got rid of him and what's that? Miles Bridges.
Yeah.
Because they listen, them 2 guys is the kind of the poison, the culture per se, but them fuckers was uber talented though.
Yes.
Uber. I would have loved to get Miles Bridges. Oh my God.
What say they what about LaMelo Ball? LaMelo Ball could play some basketball, ladies and gentlemen. That boy is fucking good.
He can see the court, baby. His passes is crisp. He can see the court. He can shoot.
So you're saying ball could ball?
Yeah, exactly.
Ball, baby. He can ball. There's no doubt about it. It's like you say. It's just between here. The maturity point of it is that what's names, and then Miles. Well, I guess he still holds the stigma from beating his wife so bad.
Yeah, that's all that was. But I think
I thought he got moved though. I thought
he did. Yeah, he's gone. He did.
With the
they moved him too.
Oh, okay. All right.
I think I'm really interested to see what Minnesota gonna do, because I think what they did to me was
he went to Phoenix. Wow.
Yeah. What they
didn't we bring Green? Green came to Charlotte, right?
Did they get Green? I know Nas Reed came in that deal. They said the Green came out. I don't know. I don't think. Let me see. Wow.
Where did Green move to? Because they moved Green.
No, Green moved for sure though.
He's not in Phoenix anymore. Yeah, he's not in Phoenix anymore.
Green. I mean, let me see. Here you go. I put it right here. Wow.
They moved
because
him, right?
I do think with that Randall move was smart, because here's why. Randall couldn't fit with Rudy Gobert, first of all. That just didn't work.
And he couldn't fit with AD.
Yep. I do think that LaMelo Ball, Anthony Edwards, Jalen McDaniels, and Rudy Gobert, that's like awesome to me. That's like, now you get whoever they put in that 5 spot. I don't know who they're yet, but whoever they put there, that team gonna be pretty. They're gonna be something to deal with, bro.
I don't see no trade with Green though yet.
Green is not. I know he's not there. He got moved. I do remember that, but I just don't remember where
he got him right here. 2 years on here. He's still there. 2 years, $36 million.
Yeah, I still got him. I still got him over there right now.
Too. I could have sworn I saw something with Green in it.
That's a good lineup. Check out who they got. They got Devin Booker, Jalen Green, Miles Bridges, Dylan Brooks, Mark Williams. Because they signed Mark Williams, and they signed Gillespie back too. They signed Gillespie back this year as well. Lou Kennard.
Yep.
I like Jordan Goodwin. I think he a baller. I like he the hard nose.
Yeah, but they ain't
Yeah,
going, they ain't
Goodwin's
going
a
nowhere
hard
in the
nose
West,
ball.
though.
Yep.
They ain't going nowhere in the West. Not in the West. And Devin Booker was, to me, is just all about the money, because Devin Booker, if he wanted to win, he should have got up out of there.
He ain't even worried about a ring.
Yeah, he should have been them through this up. I mean, I got that final one time with Mikal Bridges and them. But he ain't did nothing since that.
Yeah,
they ain't never been out no many rounds or nothing like that. The West is crazy.
How much is this Iguodala cost?
Iguodala. Who's Iguodala? For who?
Also Iguodala from
also Iguodala. 2 years.
Yeah.
2 years. $2 million. 6'11".
6'11" is, that's what I'm telling you. 6'11". You want your stretch, whatever.
Right.
There he is.
Okay.
Whatever happened to what's his name from Orlando? Did somebody sign him?
Yeah.
He's
you're talking about the brother, right?
The 6'11". He's like 6'11".
Mo Wagner.
Oh, you talking about
Mo Wagner?
To do with the bid?
Mo Wagner went to the Nets, yo. Mo Wagner went to the
one with the bad knee. He
Mo
got
Wagner?
a beard. He's he's very religious.
You talking about Jonathan Isaac. Jonathan Isaac.
Yeah. What happened with Jonathan Isaac? What happened with him? He's still out?
That's what I want.
Yeah, I'm saying that would be, listen.
That's what the Knicks need right there.
You know what I mean? We're getting to Jonathan Isaac, because Jonathan Isaac can D from 1. You know what I mean? If his leg is steady, he can D from 1 to 4. I don't really say 5s, but 1 to 4.
That's why I say don't sleep on. That's why
Magic, as of July 1st, Magic bring back Isaac on reported 1-year deal.
Yeah, $240 million. Listen, the Brooklyn Nets they signed De'Aaron Sharp back. They've got Franz Wagner. They got his brother Mo Wagner. They signed him.
Right,
Wagner. They got Julius Randle. They got Dedmon, and that dude, Mikael Brown Jr. gonna be special, bro. He gonna be special.
Yeah.
Oh my God, bro.
I just don't know why they got rid of Cam. They would have been nice.
Yeah.
Well, Brooklyn had to bring in these guys because in order to, because you got to pay out 90% of the cap. So they don't sometimes, like, people don't get it. Like, they don't have choices.
It's a good mixture. Michael Porter, Julius Randle, still got Terrence Mann, De'Aaron Sharp, Moritz Wagner. Keon Ellis is there. I forgot about Keon Ellis.
That's what I was gonna say earlier. Keon Ellis went that crazy. Yep.
They still got Noel Clowney. I love Noel Clowney. I think he's gonna be 16. I think he's gonna be special. He can knock down a 3.
I wonder if we could get any of them. How about them? They probably cheap. Some of them are probably cheap.
Yeah,
they signed Matisse, John.
Yeah, you're right. Could we fill up their stadium every time we go?
We ain't doing that with us.
Yo, damn. Yo, I jumped on with y'all. I was like, yeah, man, we could put good 20, 30 minutes. Man, it's 10 o'clock.
I gotta go eat my broccoli.
And not only I got this OG prostate popping off, this motherfucker ready to go too. So I gotta go bad. So but listen,
that's why you think I turned my thing off when you guys were talking. I just went OG myself.
Yeah, I was cooking. I had to go straighten up the dishes. I had to put the stuff away because there's only one dishwasher here. There's only one cook here. There's only one cleaner here, and there's all me. Jesus, I'm like,
Me too. And I'm gonna tell you right now, the housekeeper been gone for a long time. So
that point right there. Man, y'all, we'll hop on sooner or later. If something pop off in between now and then, we'll be on, man. Thank y'all for coming on. Salute everybody in the chat. Thank y'all for coming in. Thank you for the super chat. Good seeing y'all, brothers, man. Y'all stay up, man. Be safe out there until the next round, man.
Like and subscribe, y'all. Don't forget.
Best free content, you bastards. Hit the like button.
Yeah, that's right. Talk to him.
Let's get it.
You freeloading bastards. We love you, though. We love you.
We love you.
Yes, sir. Have a good one.
Don't forget to check out their merch. Their merch is the fire.
Bling, bling.
You got
the bling, bling.
That's real talk.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Without a doubt, my brothers. One love,
Peace.
brothers.
One love.
You are now about to witness
Knicks real talk, just enter the chat. We ain't Google apps like Google Maps. We don't use our YouTube frugal with stats as usual facts. It's your man, the brand is hands on, going hard like calluses. Who style just aiming at the mental with the game analysis on a pregame show. Read the script, you know we get it like crypto on the rip though. I cyber decrypted, we locked them from the get go. On this Nick show, it's the co-pilots in the cloud like Microsoft. We hot like salt, the KLT drip club leading up the tip off. We fuel by confidence, put your Nick content in beast mode like our charm. We are cheat code, we roll the bar too far for you to reach on. We get our teach on the show that's fire. Prior to Knicks going to the wire, hit the entire game, somewhere in front of me, the numbers be. They don't lie, career popped up from the third eye, you heard why. It's the number one pregame show that's hitting like Soto. But picture the photo of your bro to the lens of that moto. It's the OGs, we outside riding in the orange and blue skies. In the Metropolitan, we connect in the vets go wallowing. And the matters off the massive without shaking asses. The team streaming on major platforms of fashion. Fans asking who the creed that's in the building killing this Nick Trade assassin.
You are now about to witness.
It's the Knicks Real Talk pregame show. Flame throwing like we dropping buckets.
He's on fire!
You are now about to witness.
It's the Knicks Real Talk pregame show. Flame throwing like we dropping buckets.
He's on fire!
You are now about to witness.
It's the Knicks Real Talk pregame show. Flame throwing like we dropping buckets.
He's on fire! He's on fire! He's on fire!